What is up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of AOS Trash Pandas. I'm your host, Rob, and with me, as usual, is... Wait. I don't recognize you. Is your name Clark? Oh, it's you! What? What? It was Carson all along. Oh,
Oh,
my...
my astigmatism. That was weird. Sorry, I've been wearing my glasses the whole day, and now everything's like
I hate that.
warping around.
Oh, I
Yeah,
hate
back
that.
on.
I literally just wear them all the time now because of the exact
Yeah.
same reason, astigmatism.
Yep.
You gotta love it, you gotta hate it. Normally we pretend like we haven't been talking for a few minutes, but today we really haven't. So,
Yeah.
how are you,
My
Fred?
apologies.
No.
I'm doing great. I actually, so I was just playing a game against Fred Schmidt, who was
Cool.
like a top tier Sylvaneth player. Essentially, he was at WCW as well, and I reached out on like the WCW Discord to basically be like, "Hey, does anyone want to play a couple games before LVO?" And he said totally. So we just had a great game, but it was down to the wire, which is why I was like just hopping in last minute. But yeah, I think a couple people from the show were actually in the Discord call, like watching the stream of me playing
Oh,
against
cool.
him.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, like I saw the Divicus in there for sure.
Damn,
There's like 10 people at one point, which was pretty neat. It was, it was a lot of fun.
that's really cool. And where were you guys playing? Like on a Discord?
TTS.
Oh,
On the AOS coach Discord. Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty dope. That's awesome. I can't remember what I was going to ask. Oh, I just want to point out that you said he was a top tier Sylvaneth player. So
Did I?
I think so. I think you said he was.
I think I said it is, but if I
Oh,
said it wasn't, very sorry. That'd be so mean.
Obviously, you would never
was.
say that on
Not
purpose.
anymore, though. Yeah.
Maybe it's past tense. Did you win?
I did.
Okay. I'm just kidding. Obviously, I'm just kidding. Good lord. Yeah, don't take me seriously ever. Hopefully the mic's okay, by the way. I like to check at the start of the stream if possible, because a couple of times it just goes down low sometimes. Like I don't change any of the settings ever. And I was trying to, anyway, do something else before the stream, but it didn't work out. Did you see today's preview image of the Rumor Engine?
I most certainly did. I'm going to talk about it as I go get a beer from the meat dimension.
Okay.
Never mind, I can't do that. I realized I don't have a headset mic. It's a, I think it's a Seraphon tail.
You don't anymore.
Yeah, that looks like a Seraphon tail of some kind, like dinosaur lizard-esque sort of tail to me. 100%, like Raptidon almost.
It could be. They literally put, "Is this a Zote?"
What is it? Wait, one sec.
A Zote is from like the old world. It's like these big weird like sort of magical lizard monsters, I guess.
Right. They don't have feathers on their tails. So they're like a dragon tail. They're like dinosaur tail looking thing.
Yeah.
I guess they could change it.
Are you looking at the Total War one? Or are you looking at the 40K one? Or like the super old fantasy one?
I looked at the 40K one first. The fantasy one, the Total War one, it's a little thin. It's got like a spike on the end though. Doesn't have a feather.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't,
because that's definitely like a feather or something, right? Or like a
webbing. Yeah, right. I honestly don't know. I don't think they would, if it was a Zote, I don't think they would be like, "Is this a Zote?" Can you imagine? like if one of the earlier ones are like, "Is this the Mortark Usharan?" You're like, "Wait, what, guys? Do you not understand the point of this whole thing?" Yeah.
The typically says the bumps on the bottom give me River Temple Lumineth vibes more than Seraphon myself. I think it's so funny that they're making River Temple Lumineth when Ideneth exist. They're just like, okay, Ideneth, you have this super limited range.
Yeah.
We're just going to give more models to Lumineth, though, I think. That makes sense. More water elves, but just for Lumineth, not for Ideneth.
Yeah, actually, maybe it is Ideneth. Like, I used to, like, say this all the time. Because I love Ideneth. I got them since day one. Actually, a lot of people don't know this. They had, like a blurb in the Daughters of Cain book. We didn't know that they even existed, but we basically just understood from the text in there that they were going to be some kind of underwater like faction. I don't remember if we knew they were elves. I think we did, but I don't remember for sure. And I went to my local store and I said one of everything. That's like how into like ocean stuff I am. So yeah, like if they do, oh man. But so I used to guess always like maybe it's Idnith, but then I've been strung out so long. We've only gotten like one new model properly, which was the Thrallmaster. So I hope it's. I would love it to be Idnith, but it's probably not. It's probably. I'm actually kind of siding with Ludivicus here. It's okay. IDK will forgive them when they get Crab Cavalry. Yes, I will forgive them too when I eventually get Crab Cavalry. The thing I actually want the most, and I've said this since the beginning, is some kind of Kraken model. Obviously, you guys can tell by the logo of this channel that I made myself. I like octopus and Kraken and that kind of thing. But there was like on the front cover of the original Battle Tome 2, there was like a giant whale, and they talk about them in there too. So that would be cool, but it would have to be really freaking big. Whereas like like an Impaler on a Kraken wouldn't have to be that big. The other thing, yeah, is the Crab Cavalry. But yeah, I've seen a few different other kinds of things out there. Like I could see them doing like swarms of like jellyfish or something like that, and some kind of like Skaven Packmaster kind of guy. I don't know. I've got lots of ideas. Yo, Sean, what's up, man? Haven't seen you in a while. Although I haven't been to Stronghold in a while either. So, hinting at Chaos Dwarves. Yeah. I mean, I guess they've been hinting at them for a while now, huh? Yeah. Whatever happened to that? Like, I don't know. Were you there for the rumors, Carson? Like when AOS first dropped, there was a supposed leak, and it was supposed to be by the end of AOS 3, we were supposed to get Chaos Dwarves, Umbraneth, and I think the Silent Ones. And none of that.
I've been hearing about the Silent Ones for a while.
Yeah.
And I know that wasn't there something where people thought they were going to kind of have like a coinciding release with Total War and Chaos Dwarves as well? Or was that, or am I wrong about that?
I heard that a lot of people said like the Silent Ones were going to be the launch box, and it turned out to be Kruleboyz, but I did not. I did not hear that. I just remember seeing the rumor kind of thread about that.
I remember when I was working on Stormground, and that was just before AOS 3 came out,
right?
Which was the release of like the Kruleboyz essentially in the main box. Mm-hmm. We were told that like a new faction was coming out, and that's all we were told. We weren't told like what it was going to be, blah 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 blah. And because I was hearing so many things about like the Silent Ones, I was like, it's got to be that. It's got to be the Silent Ones, like
right?
Yeah.
And we knew it was going to be destruction because it went chaos, it went death, and then we're like, it's got to be destruction. We know it's destruction, so it's got to be the Silent Ones. And then when they originally came out, I was like, ugh, more orcs? Like you've got this insane world where you could come up with anything, right? You could come up with like booger monsters or whatever. I don't even know. Like, and honestly, booger monsters probably would have been better, but I ended up kind of falling in love with Kruleboyz, like by proxy via Gobsprak. I just love that he's like the first polyglot of the Mortal Realms. But yeah, I don't know, swamp, poisony, orcs. It's a cool idea, but like they could have done anything, and they chose orcs. And what's sad is it doesn't even satisfy like the orc fiends like Alex. He's just like he has them, right? But he's still just like, nah, I'm just gonna play Iron Jaws because they're Iron Jaws, So
yeah, Kruleboyz definitely don't feel like orky, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, I agree. Oh, Ludivicus says sea and enemies. They need sea and enemies. What if we got like the Maw pit thing that you have? What if we got like a giant sea enemy as an alternate terrain piece? Because like ogres have the second worst terrain piece in their Maw pot when it came out, to the number one terrible terrain piece of Idnith, right? So now you've got like what? Now you have the second best, because the Maw pit, in your opinion, is slightly worse somehow than the Maw pot. So now we have to have a terrain piece that comes out for IDK that's even worse than the boat. Somehow it's even worse, right?
Yeah, the Maw pot is slowly getting better and better, not because of its rules, but because there are more worse things coming out than it.
Yeah,
so.
Like we can do better. I mean worse.
Yeah.
I mean worse. Yeah. Oh man.
Even Matthew.
Yo, thanks for joining us, guys. Seahorses would be rad. What up, Bahamut? Sorry, I didn't see you. In the Behemat Battle Tome, there was a story involving them, and they were also in the Cruel Boys portion of their Battle Tome. Are you talking about... Oh, you're talking about Chaos Dwarves, I think, right? Working on my Vermin Lord, putting all the bits together that aren't common. Seems Screech and Warp Seer only differ in the half-rotted face and also one arm, Bahamut. He's got one of the scythe arms of the Vermin Lord Corruptor. I can't remember his name. I don't use him. But yeah, he gets one of that, and he gets the glaive, the double-ended glaive. And the Corruptor has two glaives, or two of the scythe thingies rather. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, like, yeah, do like half-rotted face. I don't know. I feel like you could just put them together like that and then just use it as both. That's what I did for my Warbringer. I used the Warbringer head because I like it better. And then I've got this from the Corruptor and then this from the Vermin Lord Warbringer. And now I've got 3 Vermin Lords, like the original kit, and I've got obviously the Warpnaw. But I've got all of them existing with completely separate weapons and heads and faces, like everything, you know. So yeah, I'm happy with myself. That's what I want to say. Nurgle has that cover, Rob. So many boogers. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like Nurgle would be the faction for me, you know, but I don't like puke. And pretty much everything else about Nurgle, actually. It would just be the boogers for me. If they just made like a sub-faction of boogers, then I might be down. What up, Matthew? Thanks for joining us, man. By the way, did you see my reply to your comment? Carson put up, I forgot to put it in the show notes, your slide. I was going to put it in the description.
Yeah. I posted the slides, so they're both in the Ogre video, like in the description, and then they're also in the Discord.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so get that on there, and if it's any trouble at all, you know, you are you're a member, or members and patrons, you can just email me and I will send it to you directly. All that stuff. Nurglings are little boogers. That's true. They're really cute. Actually, Nurglings are my favorite thing in Nurgle. I like stuff that's funny. So FEC, Skaven, and then, you know, like Nurglings, and like some of the funny things like nice, good, awesome. Some of the funnier things like Sloppity Bilepiper, all that jazz. Originally I was gonna say something like that, but like you know, what do you call the Raptidons? You know, that's kind of along the lines I was thinking. I still haven't put one of those together though, so I wasn't really sure, because I was thinking like because the feathers on the Agrodons are actually like feathers. They're like stapled onto their tails. But yeah.
Painful.
Yeah.
I still, my prediction is actually that this is still a Seraphon model.
Okay.
Or it's going to be like a Raptidon skink hero or something.
That's what I was gonna say, because we need that, right? Because we have the totally. I like
just for like Dawnbringers or something, like a one-off model. I think it makes sense.
That would be super sweet, actually. I would be down for that. Even though like I don't really play the skink side, I really like the Saurus side. But I like skinks, you know. Okay, the Booger army gets completely wiped by the Bedsheet army. Gross. I like it. Okay, so now we're moving on to they put up an article today. Did you see this? I think you probably did. Okay.
No, I didn't.
Okay, they did like an article like giving different army lists for
I did see this.
Okay.
Never mind.
Yeah. I used that picture or whatever. So it was kind of funny because Dale pointed out that the grand strategy super spell flinger requires you to have 2 endless spells on there, and they've only got what is it, 1 in here? I can't remember.
Doesn't it have none?
Does it have none?
I think so.
Oh, artifact glowy howitz. Doesn't that allow him to take one for free? I can't remember. I don't know, but regardless, it's impossible to do it when uh, unless you have two. You need actually two, and at best he has one, right? I don't remember what Glowy Howitz does.
No, Glowy. Sorry, I thought. Yeah, I just double checked, but Glowy Howitz is the 4-up ward.
Oh, okay.
So
right.
That you can eat by accident if you take damage.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's 0. Yeah.
There's 0 in there.
There's
Okay.
nada.
That's pretty special. So it was kind of funny, but like, right. Thank you. Also funny they did not advertise them in their Army of Renowns. Yep. That was interesting. I think their point was that you could get jiggy with other lists other than the Armies of Renown, because the Armies of Renown almost write themselves because they're so freaking constricted, except for Belthanos. Oh no, Belthanos is too, actually. I was just thinking because Belthanos actually is awesome outside of it. I played Andy using FEC. My first game was against Andy, and he had Belthanos just in his old Sylvaneth army that he was playing competitively and doing really well. And my God, Belthanos takes that army up to 11, and it was super scary. I played bad, but I don't think it would have mattered. Like it's wild. It was insane. And then I played Eric as well using his cities army. I played better, but my ultimate takeaway is the Abhorrent Ghoul King on Zombie Dragon Terrorgeist is just awful. And if you don't believe me, ask Andy or Eric what they think. It's really bad. Just overpriced, for what it does, hitting on 4s and not a proper buff piece. And I killed one Kurnoth Hunter, and then against a unit of 10 Steel Helms and their crazy 4-up save, I managed to kill, I think it was 4 of them with the zombie dragon. Yeah. And then I stomped them for 2 additional damage. So I did a total of 6 damage, including my stomp. So, yeah. It was the new cities. So, like, I do think, just to be fair, John, I do think that FEC will struggle a bit with Sylvaneth because of their good save, and also might struggle a bit with cities because of their shooting. But that's how I kind of wanted to play my first game. I'm testing out this idea in Blister Skin. I know everyone's going for Hollowmorn, but I wanted to do Blister Skin and see if I can do something different than everyone else. And also I like flares and different models like that. And yeah, I still think it can work, but I think the Terrorgeist Zombie Dragon heroes are poopy. Yeah. Hope for the Terrabad list like this. It's a preview of those little army boxes, and then it gives me new Mad Cat models. Hey, that would be great. We do need a new Mad Cat model, although, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they just got rid of him at some point, and he basically became the Fungoid or whatever else. Yeah. But anyway, it was just kind of a funny sort of instance of them, screwing the pooch on that thing. And I don't know. Actually, I thought the article was kind of cool just to give people ideas. I think, a lot of the time people don't know what to do. That's why people tend to netlist. It's just like, I don't know what to do. Like, they're overloaded with choice. So that's the only reason I brought it up. Preview show coming on Thursday. Once again, Carson, you will not be here for it.
That's correct.
That's true. So
yep, can confirm.
Can confirm. So I'm gonna try and do the preview show live on that Thursday. I'm looking forward to it as usual. It should be good. It is Thursday the whatever it is, 19th or something like that.
Yep, I'll probably be binge drinking and losing my home to slot machines in Vegas.
Smart. Or you might win a new home.
Maybe.
Yeah,
and that new home is a cardboard box in the street. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's no way I'm winning.
Fighting over a dog bone with your mouth. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it as usual. Some of my favorite shows to do are those live shows. So, yeah, and then, okay, I'm not trying to come down too hard. So, congrats to GW. Old World sold out like online, and it's doing very well. We don't know how much production was actually put into this, so they might be trying to create like a false scarcity. You know, something that George Lucas taught us all. But the reason I'm bringing it up here is, okay, first of all, we thought the website couldn't get any worse, right? You're like, this website, like, okay, at least it's just a rocky start, right? I went to look up stuff for this mini segment part thing I want to do here, and there's no section for the Old World on warhammer.com. You can't, there's no section. Like, there's no way of finding that category to my knowledge. So the only way to find things is to search Old World and then look for stuff that has that in there, right? Which I thought was insanely hilarious to me, at least me personally. But on top of that, like, something I'm actually kind of annoyed about is one of the things I actually wanted to get from the Old World was the cards, the magic cards in particular, because that's something that like you just can't find later on. I didn't see it on any of the previews, like on how much they're going to cost. And so then I thought, okay, well, maybe it's coming out next week. They're doing like a 2-part thing. No, it was online only, and they're all gone, of course. $48 per thing of cards, and it was online only.
Rip.
Rip. It's like they really don't want this game to work out. I don't know, man. But I mean, it's sold out, and honestly, I've been watching some preview sort of things, people talking about it that are already into fantasy battles, and the fantasy crowd's kind of known for being kind of, what's the word? Negative. That's as nice as I can make it, right?
Particular. How about particular?
Particular, little, even nicer. Yeah. You up me. My doff my cap to you, sir. And what was I gonna say? What was I talking about, Carson? Oh, right. But everyone's saying really good things about the rules and all that jazz. Like a lot of people's favorite edition ever, which is pretty cool. Unless they're shilling, and then shame on them. But we will never know. Delicious relish. I can't. Welcome, first of all, but I don't know if I can say your first comment on stream.
Why not?
The first one?
Dimensional.
I don't know.
What? There's nothing wrong with dimensional meat gate opened. Why is that? How is that? I don't understand what's bad about that.
Man, there's so many things that a meat gate could be, but okay, going. Let's move right along.
You can't. You're not allowed to do innuendo on stream.
Yeah,
double entendre.
That's true. Fair enough. If they're now, so maybe.
Shame on you, Rob.
Yeah, I feel just awful. But whatever. Don't judge me.
You know what?
Too late.
You get meat hammered.
No.
See? Yeah, no. It's just making me disappear. But take that.
That meat looks terrible. Just awful. Yeah. It's like you're on a Japanese game show, you know. They always hit each other with those. That's anyway, right. The Old World is there now, so maybe they just hadn't added it yet. The Old World is there now. Oh, on your local store? It says online only, though. Maybe I misunderstood. Actually, it's seeming very likely.
I think he means there's a section for Old World.
Oh, really? Oh, crazy. They must have added it.
Yeah, I see it.
What?
Maybe there's like an A/B test going on or something like that, and you've got an old.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, I see it.
Oops.
You're a liar.
That's true, but I didn't know I was about this. Where is it? So you scroll down, right?
Don't scroll down.
Oh.
Go warhammer.com.
Yeah.
And click shop.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's there now.
Yep.
Right there. Also, I was looking at it on my phone. But
You know what? You know what? Let's see. Let's take a look.
I'm
Let's double
not
check. We're fact checking on
it 100% wasn't there on my phone earlier.
All right, let's see.
Are you looking at
Warhammer.com.
You have a Google phone, right?
Oh yeah, Android.
Okay.
Yep.
Got to make sure we're on the same browser because otherwise it doesn't count.
Yeah, Canada, English.
So
yeah.
socialize us. Yeah.
Shop.
It's what I do. What? Once again.
Oh God. Can you? Oh, no. Oh, please go. Can you see it? You can see it, right? Old world.
No, but I
Yes.
gotta look at.
It's right there. It's in focus. It's in focus.
Oh man, I'm gonna laugh my ass off if I blast them and then it's just, yeah, it was there all along.
See?
Yeah, I see it now.
Yeah.
Okay, but you can't
Exposed.
scroll down. You can't scroll down.
Can you not? You're right. Yeah, you can.
Okay. Yep. It is here. It is here now. That's weird. But like, okay. But like if you're a normal user though,
It's fine. Yeah.
no, it's not fine, okay? Where did it go? Here. So let's go back to Warhammer. I'm actually, my main point was just that I'm super annoyed that those things were online only.
Matthew says apology vid incoming. This opens up. Rob's got tears in his eyes. I'm so sorry.
I don't apologize. That's the thing, you know.
Yeah.
But like, shouldn't it be here?
Should it be where?
Shouldn't it be
Should
like?
what be?
Shouldn't you be able to like find it like a human, like use the website like a normal person?
Like scroll down and find it or something?
Yeah. Like, shouldn't it be somewhere clickable?
Shop by, is it not in shop by setting?
Nope.
Oh, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was mainly what I'm talking about. Like, I don't know. To be fair, I might not have clicked on shop earlier.
Is literally everything old world sold out?
Not everything, but almost
Okay.
everything. Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, I really doubt this is the case, but maybe they didn't include it on like buy new and blah blah blah, whatever, if it's already sold out, because like, why would you do that? But I really doubt that's the case.
I think you're
Like,
giving them too much credit. Yeah.
I agree.
But I mean, I guess so. My point was like they updated this website. Whoops, I went on to the next segment. They updated this website, right? And you're not supposed to make a website less user friendly and less user friendly to new people, because like the old website worked perfectly well if you already knew it, right? So like if you're going to make a website that's going to be, it should just be more user friendly for people who don't know what they're looking for. Like, oh, I heard about the old world. You know what I mean? Like, I would have given up. I would be like, oh, I'm on the wrong website. And then eventually I just would have given up. You know, if I was like new to it and I'm just like on the fence. Anyway, I'll get off my soapbox. Props to GW. They had another like record-breaking year or something. And so apparently they're talking about opening up Factory 4 and expanding their production, which I think would be awesome. We're all tired of not getting our toys, our war dollies. We're tired of these things selling out. I heard, and I don't know if I'm allowed to cite my source or not, but I was told that they actually already bought the property to expand their production a lot, and then it wasn't zoned or something like that for them to do this stuff. So it's kind of been put on the back burner, and I've heard it might even mess with the release of AOS 4 in terms of what comes in the box. I would be surprised if it messed with that, but yeah.
Yeah, I saw that on. There's a bunch of people on Reddit talking about that as well. It's like a Nottingham factory or something. That yeah, there's just zoning issues. So hopefully that gets sorted out. But as we know, living in Vancouver, we definitely know that zoning is a massive pain in the butt. So
it's true.
Hopefully it goes well for them.
Although, you know, if you're running like the second largest company in all of the UK, you should probably look into that ahead of time.
Studio. What can you expect?
All
right,
small studio. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I jumped the gun once again. Yeah.
Yeah.
A second apology video incoming. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
It's definitely going to be like Michael Scott. I'm just going to like leave some kind of weird threat at the end. Just tell everyone you've got 24 hours. You have 24 hours. You open website, you press shop. There's a true head shake of disappointment. I can't help but wonder if the website is done by a team of younglings. They're thinking people know how this works, so it's fine. If it's someone older, they would know to make it idiot proof. I mean, that's like, I work in web design. That's my job. And that's one of the fundamental things, one of the fundamental tenets of any design. And I'm sure Carson would say the same thing in video games. Good design is making it so that anyone can understand it and it's intuitive and user friendly. If you don't do that, you're bad at your job. So
yeah, easy for everyone to understand, except you.
Except you.
Not you.
Yeah. Who are you pointing at?
Everyone else. You.
Oh, me?
Just whoever my finger is pointing at when I point at the camera.
Okay.
That's who I'm talking to.
Okay.
Yeah.
As everyone can see, he's pointing at everyone but me because it's going over my head.
Oh.
Right? Like I'm underneath you. Yeah, see? What? What? How dare you? Up your butt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Anyway, thanks for watching.
Yeah. Now that we've gotten that much more immature during the stream.
Talking about like design principles and stuff. And like, I gotta poke you in the butt.
Oh man.
Anyway, GW, you really gotta reconsider your business practices, okay?
It's true. Yeah, exactly. Concho. Okay. So sorry. How are you going to completely revamp your website and not give us the option to buy stuff from the list building app? Wow, that's a really great idea. Yeah, that's such a great idea. Yeah, you just like go onto the thing. You're like, oh, I could use this, and then you could have it so that you can add what you own into the into the app as well. And then it's just like, oh, I don't have a Madcap Shaman. You know what I mean? And then like the app knows because you put what you own in there, and it's just like, oh, took me to the website. Oh, one button. I added it to cart. One button. I check out, and Bob's your uncle. Yeah, that's a great idea.
I'm going to interrupt your thought process to just relay what Keith just said in chat.
Yes.
He said, Rob over here worried about dimensional meat gate, but up your butt is fine.
Don't be a bigot, Keith, okay?
All right, continue. Yeah, just want to read that out.
That is the voice of experienced Rob, not some hip new crew with the big ideas. Yeah, it's true. I'm the Mortark of hype, okay? I'm not the Mortark of I don't know, hip new kids or whatever the heck you said. I almost swore there too. Sean says this is the content he came for, but punching. Yeah. In the Johnson household, we use a 5-fingered intervention, right?
Yes. Yes, indeed. Delicious Relish says, I'm hungry. Does that mean I have to become an ogre now? Yes. Oh.
That's true. At least temporarily.
No. Permanently?
Permanently?
Yep.
Well, the Skaven will welcome you after
you're either hungry or you're eating. Okay? That's it. You have 2 choices.
Or get out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't let the doorknob hit you on the meat whatever gate on the way out. I can't remember what it was. Dang it. I gotta pull these things back.
Dimensional meat gate?
Yeah, what was it? What was it again?
Dimensional meat gate.
Dimensional meat gate. Yeah, don't let the door hit you on the dimensional meat gate on the way out. Yeah. Has the doggo seal of approval? Yeah. If only it was an actual dog and not a
It's not a goblin.
Yeah.
It's a goblin wearing corgi skin.
Yeah.
That's what it's doing.
He's not wrong.
Yep. Yep.
Saucy, that one. I'm sorry. I am sorry. I actually wasn't sure, to be honest. Delicious, but hey, I'm actually here for it, and this is my apology video, part 3. I was wrong to doubt your dimensional meat gate, and I'm sorry.
Apology accepted.
Yeah, you have 24 hours. 24 hours. And so the last thing, something really good, actually, something fantastic was, thanks to everyone for, I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's people buying dice from, the Saga of Dice community or watching the battle reports. I have no idea, but a bunch of people have bought them recently, and I really appreciate it. And so if you are one of those people, thank you so much. And if you do buy them in the future, drop me a line and let me know. Also, if you're a patron or a member on YouTube, you get a $5 discount per thing. So don't buy it from Etsy. Just email me and it's cheaper. Okay. Yeah. But, yeah. Thanks to everyone. Otherwise, it is a little bit cheaper. It's actually a little bit cheaper to buy it from Etsy because I can use their shipping method, and they get like a better discount than I do. So, yeah. Don't be accepting apologies on behalf of people. I need some grumbling. Keith is right. I need to just make a blanket apology video. What I did was probably inexcusable. I would like to extend my apology to the insert community here. And yeah, you have 24 hours just at the end.
You just copy paste it with like you doing voiceovers of like different specifics.
Exactly.
I'm very sorry for it, and you just
and
then like the ADR comes in, and then you're just like talking about what you actually I like it.
And then and I would like to apologize to the Seraphon community, right? And then Seraphon community. You gotta make sure it doesn't match at all.
Get like your son to do it too.
Yeah.
Because you can't be bothered, right? You don't want to have to do any work to apologize.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true. I have to turn on the camera and you guys know how bad I am at getting the stream ready, so it's just a big thing. Oh, let the AI write it and voice it. Yeah, Matthew's got it. Oh man. So GW's website is atrocious. I just put in an order from my FLGS. I pre-ordered the Old World book, Bretonnian book through my local game store. Yes, that's true. I did the same thing, Lord Castellan, and I just ordered the Old World book and the Forces of Fantasy, and then I wanted to get the cards and whatnot, but apparently it is it is online only. But anyway, so next week, just before I forget, because I know we're gonna forget, we're planning on doing an LVO, because the list should be in by then. So we're planning on kind of talking about, what's coming, the plan, and just talking about the list and stuff like that for LVO. And then the next week we will be doing an Old World kind of, review show. We'll look at the rules and, so tune in for that. You left the old, should be very fun.
Are we doing like a list review for LVO?
I thought that's what you said.
We can't do a list review.
Okay.
However, there are currently
over 400 people.
Well, there's 265 people signed up in the BCP.
Okay.
But Gareth, the guy that was like one of the head TOs, said that that's not even 2/3 of the total people that bought tickets. So, yeah. So there's no possible way we could make it through
Whoa.
every list, because we even struggle to get through like 40 or 50 usually.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're gonna have to do a shotgun approach, like randomly picking out of a
Yeah,
hat or something.
yeah. I don't even know if I'll.
Actually, that would be kind of fun if we just like copy paste everyone's names into like a random picker. There's websites that do like confetti and stuff when it picks it. We're like, yay, we're gonna do Matthias's list. Woo!
I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. After all that, we review Matthias's.
Yeah.
Um, I also wouldn't mind, like, I'd be down to like look up names. Like if there's someone we know, we could be like, I'm blanking on his name, the Soulblight Gravelords player. Kind of
Tom Guan.
Tom Guan, thank you. Like we see
Yeah.
Tom Guan and be like, okay, Tom Guan is playing X faction, and we scroll down, we look it up, and then we just kind of go through it. I don't know a lot of names from the tournament scene though, so it might just be like, hey Carson, pick them for me. So
Yep.
both works.
I don't know if Tom Guan is coming. Actually, he's not signed up yet. So yeah.
I was telling Tyler, and he was saying he really wants to get out there, and I was saying, yeah, absolutely. I think last year it was the biggest tournament in the world for AOS, right?
Yeah, and it's supposed to be even bigger this year. So
Really? Wow.
yeah,
Amazing.
just based on how many people bought tickets, it's going to be the biggest ever
Jeez.
AOS event, I think.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
You use FLGS or web stores that give a 10 to 20% discount. I'm still supporting buying official products, so I'm doing my part. Yep. I'm doing my part, and also feeding into the endless, the endless machine of plastic cracked that has become my life. I finished another 20 ghouls though, so I'm happy with myself. I'm moving to a hero because even though the ghouls are not that hard to paint, and they're a lot cooler models than they look like because of GW's issues with taking pictures, or I don't know what it is. Like, I really thought they looked bad when I saw them, but then when I put them together myself in person and painted them, I actually think they're really dope models. So yeah, but anyway, it's still a bit much. So I'm moving over to my custom Crypt Infernal Courtier. His name is Giorgio Armani. He is a fashion designer, and he is better than you and everyone else.
Can't argue with that.
It's true. Yep.
Yeah.
Carson shall open the door to the meat dimension and pull out the cauldron of names. That's a great idea, actually. I'm down.
Just get like my Dutch oven out or something and have a bunch of names inside of it.
Yeah, I thought, I was thinking like you just like pretend. You know what I mean? You just kind of.
Oh yeah,
like I hit the button and then you do this. You know what I mean?
That
Actually,
would require me to have a printer.
oh, okay.
I guess I could just write them down. No, that would take so long. Writing down like 400 names.
I mean,
and then
we have a laser printer, so if you want to like make up sheets of names, then I could print them here.
I think we should just do like a random picker.
I think online that's better, because then you'll actually do it. You'll be like, you'll click on it, and then you can just read off your screen. I don't know why we're showing how the sausage is going to get made.
Yeah.
This is much less exciting now.
I don't know. I think it could be fun if because there are some websites that literally have like a wheel that spins.
But the wheel one only lets you do up to 50 people.
Yeah. Well, some other ones too are like, I don't know. There's tons of different options.
I did a raffle for the channel when I got to, I think it was 1,000 subs, and also I've done it for. Remember, I used to do like this thing. Actually, I wouldn't mind even talking about that at some point. But I used to do this painting group we call it the 6P. I forget. It's like 6. I made up the name, but I still don't remember everything.
Persistent, passionate paintings, something
else. Yeah. So and anyway, the idea was everyone puts in like $10, I think it was. I think it was $10 or $20 at the start, and it lasts for like 6 months. And then what you do is, so you just put in your money, and then, I was organizing it, so I would take everyone's money, and I didn't like that part because it's just nerve wracking. And then at the end, every month, you at the start of the month you say, I'm gonna paint this thing. You take a picture of it unpainted, and you sign your name to it, and you put the date on there. And then at the end, if you paint it by the end of the month, then you get one raffle ticket. And there were ways of getting more. If you didn't miss a single month, then you got an extra blah, blah, blah. I actually think that was a mistake in the end. I think it should have just been 6 projects, 6 raffle tickets. Maybe if you do every one, you get one extra. But I think people were finding a little too much pressure in doing something every month, and then it became too much, which defeats the purpose. But it was very successful, and people really liked it. And I never won, but that's good because I was organizing it. So, but I mean, I don't know how many I did. I was doing it for like 3 years or something like that, and one every 6 months. And yeah,
it was a while. I was a part of it for a little bit. I know I only got like a couple things painted, but yeah, it was fun. It's a good idea.
It was really cool. It was actually Jason's idea. He heard about it through like a local, or not a local, but like some kind of online store ran one at one point. And I don't think you had to pay anything. I think they just did it as like a free thing to kind of promo their store, which is brilliant. But I actually made like a Google Doc at one point on how I ran it. And I sent it to Vince Venturella, and I can't remember. Oh, and then I tweeted it, and then I think he retweeted it. But it's out there somewhere. I can find it if people are interested. But it's really, yeah. This is the Hypnotoad, Keith. So I got a
Hypnoslan.
Hypnoslan. God damn it.
For copyright purpose,
that was so
it's the
close.
Hypnoslan.
I would like to apologize to the Disney community and Fox Entertainment Corporation. So actually, I guess I'll pull up the actual design. I do have the Kraken on here. The Kraken is... I can't find it. These are the newest ones, and these are the ones that people have been buying lately. I sold a bunch of the Kraken dice, and I sold a bunch of the Rat dice when I got them made up like a year ago. And then these ones I got made up recently, and just like apropos of nothing, all of a sudden a bunch of people started buying them, and I was very thankful, because I was like, what have I done? We haven't been able to make a battle report for a while because my camera's been broken, but thanks to James, I got a new one, and so are we filming this Friday?
Either Friday or Monday.
Friday or Monday. Right on.
Yep. Playing a game both days. Battle report's one of them. Exactly. Yeah.
Let me see. Where is that? I can't find it. That's so weird. Oh, there it is. Ha-ha. And then we got to go to my store. So basically I designed, there it is. Nope.
It sucks to hear that, Matthew. Sorry. Hope you feel better soon.
What's going on?
Oh, Matthew just said I'm home with the flu. I think I watched 5 bat reps today. So
oh my gosh. Dude.
It's a lot.
Yeah. That's a lot of us. I need to make an apology video for Matthew for watching that. Yeah.
I mean, he didn't necessarily say it was all us. It could have been.
That's true. That's true. Actually, yeah, it could be like some old world content. Like, I don't really watch a lot of battle reports once I started making them. But yeah. Okay. Finally. Cheese and crackers. This is the design. I don't know if you... There we go. This is the Hypnoslan. All hail the Hypnoslan. Yeah. So that's... And then the head basically was taken and made into a thing for the dice. Demonic pineapple dice. Must be acquired. Yeah, I mean... If you weren't already hypnotized by the slan, then I hope you are soon. But yeah, the dice are really pretty. They're like a really nice teal color. I made them like more square than usual. You get there's a little more to them that way. And yeah, they're really cool. Could have been that plug the other week when you were talking about how super expensive GW dice are. I should have done that. God dang it. See how bad I am at marketing? I just hate like doing that kind of thing though. How is your website better than GW's? That's easy. You just make any website and it's better than GW's website. It's magical, actually. You got cheese and crackers. No, but I do have a rat. You can get a rat as well. But yeah, I just decided to start, put it out there. I kind of like the designs. I've got some coming to me, so I'm going to wear them on the stream sometimes. I don't know why I'm repping Cannon Brothers films, which have been out of business now for like 20 years, but yeah. Oh, I did. Okay. I thought you were saying like, because we were talking about, was it the Old World dice that were so expensive?
I think so, yeah.
Right? So I thought
because it was like 20 dice for $40 or something crazy. But
yeah, it was like, I think it's like $50 Canadian.
Yeah. Yep.
That's wild. That's a 40% markup for my dice. and honestly, my dice are way nicer. Like, they're way nicer. Like, I have a bunch of GW dice. I am a hypocrite in a way, right? But like, yeah. Anyway, it's cheaper than Baron of Dice, than all of them, a lot of people are in the States though too, and so like shipping from Canada is, when I ship it from Etsy, I lose a couple of dollars. So yeah, because like it's hard to explain, but like if you use Etsy to do it, then they put my address on there, and I just don't really want my address floating around, so I lose a couple of bucks, and I just do it through my own account via Canada Post, and then that way I don't have my address being sent around all over the place.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah, don't want to dox myself. But yeah, you can get sag. Oh yeah, that's true. Actually, I think you're right, Keith. Yeah, that's true. It's just sampling your competition. That's true. Yeah, that's a great excuse. Yeah. Now, I mean, like, if they come out with dice as cool as the Skaven dice from the 2019, like, I will buy more of those because I just like having cool dice. You know what I mean? But yeah, like most of the dice throughout AOS 3 and 40K, what was it? 9th edition, they were just like plain colored dice, usually with like weird choices for pip color. Like the Skaven one was like a bland green outer, like dice color, and then the pips were like a warpstone green. Like they were like they should have just made them black with green pips, with neon green pips. Like, anyway, sorry, I'll stop. But like, very low hanging fruit. Yeah. Drive him to Bellingham and use the P.O. box. That's true. Although Bellingham for me is like an hour and a half, 40 minutes.
Depends on the border. Yeah.
But there's a ship it place right over the border, but even that for me is like an hour and a bit. So yeah, it depends on the border for sure. I used to go down there all the time, but I haven't been lately. Yeah.
I go sometimes because there's a good game store down there called Aegis.
Yeah, right on.
And they run some RTTs and 1 GT a year, so it's nice to have a RTT within driving distance. I feel like we have you can count on one hand and still have fingers to spare how many GTs we have in the Lower Mainland. So
yeah, it used to be better here, but then I don't know if it was all during COVID, but like a couple of them went out of business during COVID. Yeah,
because now we've got. Last year it was like literally just kick or death in the Lower Mainland.
Yeah, Wet Coast got canceled.
I'm talking
Oh,
GTs. I know there was charge as well that
oh,
happened,
okay.
but yeah.
Well, but there was but Wet Coast is usually a GT.
Yep. No, no. But I was saying charge happened last year as well, but
Oh, I
I
see. Well,
wasn't
and
counting.
Kippers happened last year.
That's on the island though. Like,
Oh, you said Lower Mainland. You got me.
yeah,
That's true. Yeah. I mean, that's a fair point because the island is an hour and 40 minute
yep.
just for the ferry, and you have to get there like half an hour early. So you're talking like, yeah.
You have to take a. Basically, I'm saying like, it's nice that Bellingham is there so that I don't have to have a hotel
Yeah.
just to do that. So
That's true. Yeah. And I like Bellingham. I love
it's a nice town.
It's a lovely
Yep.
little town, you know. Yeah. I've been going there since I was a kid with my family. Like my 2 sets of LRL dice that came in the LRL limited release. Yeah, the clear ones, the yellow ones, those are nice. They're now my Settlers Gain COS dice because my LRL are gone. Oh. No. Yeah, the negativity, man, it gets so many people and it sucks. Because like if you're vibing with your army, you know, and obviously like not everyone can afford to do this. I've done it myself. I've literally sold armies, not because of negativity, because I was just like, I'll just wait until they're bad again or something happens. But you know, when I just didn't vibe with an army, I've sold them, and but it sucks, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. Yeah, so Ryan and I in a local store, we used to play 40K with a variety of people of all skill levels. And actually sometimes, you know, AOS a little bit as well. Our local AOS scene is very competitive. So I didn't really do this as much for AOS, but I did a lot of games where I was teaching people. But, you know, putting that aside, for the 40K, what we would do when we were dealing with players that like we would just kind of, you know, beat into the ground, we would take like a different sub faction, a weaker list, that kind of thing, pet models, and then we would just try and play better to overcome it. And then it usually ended up being, you know, with dice, a much fairer game. But the problem though with, and I know what you mean, Keith, when you have like an army, like he could have played all kangaroos and people still would have complained, which is, you know, like seriously, like, cause that's what it gets like, you know what I mean? Like, I was playing, Castelli, you know, for Soulblight Gravelords, and we're like, Soulblight's broken. It's like, not Castelli. Like, have you seen a single Castelli list do anything? No, you haven't. So yeah, that sucks, man. I would personally try and hang on to it, but you know, because you lose so much money when you sell them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I've definitely stopped playing before because I had like a powerful army. Distinctly, I remember it was like Necrons in 7th, I think.
Oh, okay.
That were just like really ridiculously tougher. I can't remember which edition it was, but every time I played a game, people were just complaining so much, and I was just like, this just isn't fun anymore. So I'm just gonna leave.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna come back.
Yeah.
And it sucks that that's the case, but yeah. Surprisingly, I haven't really had that with AOS though. Like,
Yeah.
and I guess I play an army that isn't inherently frustrating to people.
Yeah.
So, but sucks that it's happening for LRL.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I mean, people were complaining about Ogres, the cannons, when they first came out. They addressed it right away. One of the few times where they just kind of nailed it on the first try, almost.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty fair for their points now, 200. Because they were 160 before, which is, yeah, definitely not enough.
Wow. I did not remember they were 160. I thought they were 170 for some reason.
Maybe they were 170, but either way, it's still...
Yeah, it's still crazy, right?
Yeah.
They're like 210 now or something, or 200?
Just 200, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. I mean, it's, you know, we say this every time. We say this so often. And GW doesn't listen to us, but it's okay. We'll keep saying it. And then eventually we can be like, ha ha! We told you. Don't change rules and points at the same time. Just don't do it. Yeah. Because now the Screaming Bell, which is like the worst unit in the entire Skaven army, is now being taken in triple. You're like, oh my god, you know. I actually don't think it's that good. Like for its points and what it does, it's perfectly takeable and usable. But I think when people don't know what they're playing against, then that's where you can. I mean, you have like a 200 point double caster on +2 that rolls around with like 15 wounds and a 5-up ward, right? And then because they changed the rules, now it doesn't need anything to be pushed around. And then if you get that up in their face and you get a free Vermin Lord, you're getting, that's 500 points you got for 200 points. Like it's crazy, but you got to know what to do. So yeah, man.
I'm worried they're gonna smack that list in the battle scroll.
Just the Screaming Bell.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, leave the rule alone. Like, let us just have the ogre Fred Flintstoning you know what I mean? The Screaming Bell around. That's fine. If daughters can do it with no one on there, by the way, then the bloody Screaming Bell can do it too. But just up the points a bit. That's totally fine.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
I wonder if they're going to affect like what kind of Vermin Lord you can actually bring out with the bell.
Yeah, maybe
that's
just
kind of what I predict.
Maybe you can't take Screech,
or maybe a Warbringer as well, or something. I don't know, but
I'm fine. Like, I don't think the Vermin Lords, any of them are worth it, except for Screech for just their points, unless you take a command trait and or artifact on them.
The Warbringer is like crazy slappy though, isn't it?
Only if you have the Devious Adversary command trait, where he gets +2 attacks. Otherwise, he's just rocking 1 attack on his Spiky Fist, and that's kind of poopy. Yeah, but when he gets +2 attacks to both profiles, and he's -1 to your save and an aura at 6 inches, he can get nasty, you know. But yeah. But I've never seen someone take a Warbringer without making them the general. The Deceiver, I also argue isn't worth it, but you know, when you get him for free, actually, I think he's even better because he can teleport, right? So you shatter the bell, and then he's like, surprise, you know, dirt bags. I almost swore again. I don't know what's with me tonight. I really want to swear. And, you know, surprise, dirt bags. And then he's teleporting in and, like, you know, taking out small units and being a monster and, you know, just running in and maybe even just roaring something like you got for free, right? So, yeah. The secret is don't attack the Screaming Bell, you know, or attack it a little bit, never kill it. Never kill it.
Well, if you can completely kill it, that's fine.
If you can, but then if you don't, you're guaranteeing them a Vermin Lord. So, and I think that's the trap. People are like, no, I got this, right? Like me with my stupid Terrorgeist. Like, I can kill a unit of Steel Helms, and I didn't even kill half of them, except for my Stomp, which, by the way, I forgot to do. I forgot to do my monstrous action. So when I actually fought them, I only killed 4 guys, right? And then afterwards I was like, oh my god, I forgot to do a monstrous action. And Eric's like, just do it now. And I was like, well, I can't roar them in hindsight because we can't go back and figure out what their saves would have been. So I stomped them and I got 2 mortal wounds off of that. But yeah. Imagine rolling a 1 and not getting one. John, watch the battle report with my Screaming Bell. It's magic. I don't want to say anything. It's magic. Okay. It's Beasts of Chaos. That battle report is so wild. Oh man. Yeah. It's a good one. At that point you still were pushed into battle. Like, this is actually a while ago. It was back when they were bad. And I think it was before the new Soulblight book. Oh no, it was Beasts of Chaos. That's right. Yeah, it's Beasts of Chaos. So anyway, I don't remember, but yeah, it's a hilarious, crazy ending. Yeah. Oh Oh man, that would make a good short. I just realized. Yeah. Do you like Beasts of Chaos? Then that's awesome. Oh man. If you don't, you just like Skaven. Yeah. I mean we picked this life when we chose Skaven, right? They're coming in soon, Keith. I'm sorry, man. You know, my camera's was broken for what, over a month? We actually filmed a bunch in advance, and I was getting really like, oh yeah, we're, you know, really regular, and I was hoping to like have 1 week where we have 2, and then 1 every week, and then it broke, and now I'm, you know, yeah. When we film it, you know, it still takes time to edit it and do all the post stuff. Yeah. So yeah.
But there's more coming, and soon.
Yep, exactly. And it will be Skaven. I've got a Skaven list. It's I wanted to do something different, and it is different. Yeah. It's got a unit that I have never taken in AOS 3 in the list.
Interesting.
It's like this theory I've had since the beginning, like he might not be bad in this situation. And it might be bad. I don't know actually, but I want to try it. It's definitely not optimal. I never thought it would be optimal. There's a reason why I've never seen it in a battle report. I've just never seen it anywhere. But yeah, it's not the Plague Claw. But I'm not going to say any more. Actually, I shouldn't have even said that because I'm definitely playing it though, and you'll know it when you see it. Yeah. Here's a bat rep idea. You make a list for your opponent. He makes one for you. Try to make it awful and only show them right before the game. Ooh, that's freaking cool.
That sounds like fun for like an April Fool's release or something.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to get like a full list of everything they have.
Everything they have painted, yeah.
But like, okay. First of all, I think we're already doing this, right? Right? Okay. So we might, like, I don't know. We'll talk about it right now, right? But would we make a gentleman's agreement that you couldn't pick, like, you couldn't say pick only gluttons, right? And then make a list that only pick the sub faction that only works for the what do you call it? I can't remember the name of them.
I think the gentleman's agreement would probably be like, pick something that isn't obviously just does nothing. Try to make it funny in some way.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, what are those guys with the tusks? They come in the Beastclaw Raider kit.
Mornfang?
Mornfang. Thank you. So like, you know, there's a Mornfang sub faction. So don't pick that one and then only have ogres, for example.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. 200 clan rats. I don't have 200 clan rats painted, unfortunately. I had 140, and then like an idiot, I was like, I want to redo my paint scheme on clan rats. Is that not the dumbest thing you've ever heard? I really like Skaven. That's my only excuse. Yeah.
Yeah. That's rough.
Oh, I like Keith. Oops, types. I meant stinks. Yeah, it's true. I saw someone arguing that like 3 of them or 4 of them in a list now that they're so cheap, but yeah, I think stinks is still the right word. Oh man, I'm actually kind of jazzed for Ledivicus's idea now. You know?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a good one.
Longest battle rep zombies versus clan rats. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That would be a real slap fight.
When it cuts between the hero phase and the end of the movement phase, like you notice that it's darker outside after.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the first one. We're at the end of the first movement phase and we visibly aged. You know? Yeah. That'd actually be sick.
I concede.
We're at the yeah, we ended the game after the first movement phase with a double concession. And then what we do is like we're back at the end of the movement phase and we have all our hair like dyed gray. We got a cane. We're back at the end of the movement phase. Yeah. It's true. It stinks. The zombies get replenished and recycled. The clan rats, the clan rats do a little bit. They get D3. I mean, they're just
They can rally back, right?
They can rally. That's true. Yeah, you can get a
Or
unit.
do they just come back at the end?
They just come at the end of the battle shock phase. They get D3
Yeah.
back. Honestly, if any army in the game should have had like the 4-up rally, it should have been Skaven. I'm not bitter.
I can tell.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. Okay. Still better than their website though. Yeah. Like, because the Skaven rules are still fun. They're usable. They're not the worst made, rules for an army in the world. But I can't say that about the website. I'm just kidding. There's websites out there with lots of crazy errors that is basically unusable. There's websites out there that was probably designed for America Online, right? And just isn't compatible with Chrome. So those websites are probably worse than warhammer.com now. I don't know that
Probably.
for a fact.
Not
Probably.
definitely.
Yeah. I'd have to actually see them and run them through W3 first. Yeah. To confirm. Oh man, Ungor running all herd versus zombies. Yeah. We would die first, I think. Man, that idea though is so sick. We could even do we could do it more than once, just for fun. It reminds me because Ryan was playing that's actually something. Oh, yo, Keith, if you ever have that problem in the future of people complaining and stuff that you're you're doing too well or whatever and getting a lot of negative feedback about your army, Ryan was for 40K was getting his group to write his list for him and make it as bad as possible, and then he was playing people with that list, and I think he won every time. And he was taking really bad stuff, what's his name, Logar Grimnar, and just stuff that's just trash, No army should have a rally better than 6s. On that, Keith, we agree. And Carson fell into the meat dimension. He's back. Never mind. He's back. I agree with that, Keith. What I said was, if any army should have it, it should be Skaven. And I'm just talking thematically. But, yeah. Aw, shucks. Don't let her fool you. Did anyone ever see the anime called Parasite? Did you ever see that show? First of all, it's really good. It's based off of a manga from the 90s. I actually read it when I was over there for university. Yeah. Carson has a cute mustache cleaner. Again, watch Parasite. It's spelled with a Y. It's spelled a little differently. Very, very good anime. That's all I'll say.
Parasite the anime, not like the Korean live action movie?
No. Yeah, not that one. Yeah, Sejong. That one's spelled properly, like ITE.
Right.
But this one is spelled with a Y for some reason. I have no idea why. Yeah. That movie, sheesh. Yeah, I really like the director, and I really enjoyed the movie, but it's definitely not for everyone. He made a movie called The Host in 2007, and I love that movie, but it's sad. It's very. Anyway, changing the subject. But I mean, if you didn't like Parasite, don't watch Old Boy. Yeah, that one was even too much for me. But yeah,
Old Boy,
the Korean
North
movie?
American remake or the Korean one?
No, I never saw the Spike Lee one because I heard it was just obviously worse, which they usually are, But there was actually a Japanese. Yes, that's it. Parasite the Maximum. Yeah. That one's really good. Yeah. Yeah. I'll just give the very basic premise. It's about these aliens that come down, They're obviously they're parasites, and then what they do is they bore into your skin, and then they go up into your brain, and then you basically become like the host of these aliens, and their like your head like opens up and it eats people. They basically like treat humans like cattle. And then the main character, I don't remember his name, it goes into his hand when he's asleep, and then he sees it going in there, and he like traps it and stops it from going in, and I guess they have to like settle, and then it settles in his hand. So he's got like this talking hand that can turn into like this crazy alien, and it's really weird, but like it's original, and yeah, the manga was really good, and the anime is beautifully animated and very, very gory, very gory. Yeah.
Do they always enter through the hand?
I don't remember. Yeah,
I was gonna say that seems kind of silly if it's like the target is the brain, but they're like, we shall go from one of the extremities.
I think they
like,
land wherever like the skin is or something like that. You know? Yeah.
Gotcha.
Elephants.
This is a Warhammer show, right?
Yeah, I know. It sounds like it, right? Yeah, made in the 90s.
No, I mean, sorry, I'm saying like the podcast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What? Oh, Warhammer.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for joining us, Will. Speaking of Warhammer.
Yeah. 40K will what?
Well, he's 40K. He's 40 carat diamond Will.
But 40K will what?
I don't know.
Well, thanks for leaving us with that. 40K will.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Keith says, you're doing a podcast? I don't know. I just talk into this weird thing every Tuesday.
This giant dildo.
Dildo's okay. But...
okay. I keep thinking like I'm doing it ahead of time. I'm literally thinking ahead of time. I'm just like, yep, here we go. I'm sorry if you have a young one running around while you're painting, and blame Delicious, okay? Thanks again, Delicious.
John Castle says, I'm having a hard time picking an army to play. Do you mean picking an army from ones you already have, or are you looking to get into a new army?
Oh, man. Oh, my God. Okay, this...
Pull up that crappy website.
Is what we play for. Yeah. I actually love talking to... I mean, we should do a podcast on picking an army for yourself. Like, I have a lot of thoughts on this. But I would love to, go through it with you now, and the chat can help you, and you can put it in the comments too, if you have like a method to your madness. 10th edition 40K, treated as casual for fun, is great. Play competitively, It's I've heard it's really good things about 40K competitively, but when I played the new edition, I like the new Tyrion models, but the game's just not super for me.
I heard somewhere that the new 40K, like 10th edition, is much faster to play. And if that's the case, that's really nice, but I have no idea if that's actually true.
I think it's true. Yeah.
That would be nice if that was the case for AOS 4.
Yeah.
I think it'd be nice, but I think one of the reasons why they can get away with it in 40K is probably because there's so much like shooting attacks that... with AOS, like a lot of time consumption is like A, positioning, and B, combat, like moving and piling in properly.
And I mean, I think we can definitely say goodbye to the magic phase for AOS, unfortunately. And I really don't want them to get rid of it. Like,
say goodbye to the magic phase?
Yeah,
what do you mean?
Well, they got rid of the psychic phase in 40K, and they got rid of the magic phase in Warhammer: The Old World.
So how does psychic stuff happen?
Oh,
or just isn't any?
There is. So like let's say it was smite before, it's just a shooting attack now.
Oh.
And or like if it's, let's say it's like a buff your unit in the combat phase, you do it in the combat phase. I don't I get why some people like it. It gets rid of a whole phase, and for armies that don't have that phase, then it just makes things faster, right? But for me, it's like it's already hard enough to remember individual pieces. Like that guy has that thing to do in the combat phase. You know what I mean? Like it's just too many things to remember. Yeah. So, and the Old World is the same thing. They got rid of it. So, it is what it is. I'm sure we'll get used to it. And, the more you play your army, the more it won't be a problem for you. But yeah, it's just another thing that you have to remember at a very specific time. Whereas if you have a magic phase, you're just like, okay, where are my wizards? Where are my wizards at? You know what I mean? Prayers, wizards, I've got you, and you. And then, we just go down the line and it's all jolly and fun. They might not get rid of it. Like,
yeah, who knows?
You might want to keep things different for AOS, and I support that. But
I have one question before. So John said that actually, why don't we do this? Because we need more information from you, John. Like, what armies do you have that you're selecting from? I guess, as you said, you have a lot of armies, and you're having a hard time selecting which to play. Let us know which ones you got.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. First of all, let us know which armies you have, and what you're looking for.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And my question to you, Rob, and the chat is, do you think that it's going to be an index edition for AOS 4? I saw that Honest Wargamer was kind of talking about that with his predictions for 2024.
I've said that. I've said that for like a year ago.
Oh, really? Yeah. You think it is?
Yeah.
Oh.
I would be very surprised if it wasn't.
Interesting. Why is that?
Well, we've only gone to index once in AOS, and it was the very beginning. And also, if they don't change how combat works, I'm gonna lose my freaking mind. Actually, yeah.
Why?
If we still have like 1 and 2 inch things, and I'm like hovering over the board at 90 degrees with my bad back. I don't have a bad back, but I'd be hyperbolic. But like, I'm so tired of it. Like, I just want to count the guys that I know are, you know what I mean, in 2 rows and have done with it. Like, it's wild to me. Like, me and Ryan like almost got into a fight. Me and Ryan like get along so well. We like never fight, right? But when they were coming out, they were slowly releasing the rules for AOS, right? And they were like, yeah, we've got this coherency thing now, and so now you got to be in range of 2 people, like 40k and blah blah blah. Only it's 1 inch, not 2 inches. And then, and I was kind of saying to Ryan, like, yeah, I mean, hopefully they've got the 40k combat system. If they're going to move to this goofy coherency thing, hopefully we can just fight in 2 ranks and we don't have to be bent over the board. But Vince, to his credit, on Warhammer Weekly said they'll never do that because everyone has 1 inches and 2 inches listed on their thing. And I was like, it's not that hard though. You just say if they have 1 inch on there, they can fight in 1 rank. If they have 2 inches, they can fight in 2 ranks. Like, to me, it just should be that simple, right? But he said, like, they're not going to do that. Like, they've got this whole system set up. So blah, 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 right? So then Ryan said, like, of course they're going to. Like, he was kind of almost like, I'm the idiot for thinking that GW might not, like, let us fight in ranks as opposed to measuring them like cavemen. You know what I mean? And then when it came out, and I was like, see, they're dumber than you thought. Like, I know how dumb they are. You don't know how dumb they are. So yeah, like, there's a few things like that. Also, like, all the rules, like, if they make some of these fundamental changes, a lot of the stuff is like, it just outdated, right? Like also, like, we have like stuff that happens, like, we've got heroic actions now, monstrous rampages and stuff like that. And if they change how any of this works in any which way, it's not even going to make sense. Like, our allegiance abilities have heroic actions written on them. I just can't imagine we don't go back to it. And honestly, I'm for it. Like, I'm actually totally here for it. I actually usually think that the index versions of games are the most fun. Like, I love it when it's just an index and it's the Wild West and we're all just figuring out our armies, and because I like to get creative. I like to kind of figure out my own thing and do my own thing. And like, I'm still using Storm Vermin in 2024. That's crazy.
Yeah, no kidding. Interesting. I didn't think you were going to say that. That you think it's going to be index. I guess we haven't had this conversation, or if we have, I just forgot it because I don't value you as a person.
Yeah, I know that, but
yeah,
we have not had this conversation, so it's not. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's the chicken.
Gotcha. That was a joke, by the way. Sorry, it's my bad coming out. Yeah, that's interesting. I actually previously I was like, oh man, index version, that's going to suck. Like, everyone's going to like not have a book, but I think I agree. if I agree, if the rules for AOS 4 are going to be like simplified enough that it's worth swapping to the index, whereas if they just change a bunch of things for the sake of changing things and give you an index because nothing's compatible anymore, that's a pretty feel bad moment.
Yeah.
But fingers crossed that it's changed for the better, and if it is, then I agree, index makes sense for sure.
Well, and you know what's crazy too is 9th edition 40k went to index, 10th edition also went to index. They did 2 indexes in a row. And wait, no, they did 8th, 9th, and 10th. That's crazy. 8th I remember. 8th was the only one I ever bought. And then 9th, I didn't. Wait, did they go to? No, they didn't. I'm sorry. They didn't for 9th. They went 8th and 10th. But that's 2 out of 3. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yep. He says, if 4.0 is an index edition, who will be the Eldari index? Good question.
Wait.
Because Eldari was like grossly overpowered when the 10th index came out.
They're still they're still the top faction apparently. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's true. There's got to be someone, or maybe not. I don't know.
It'll be an elf, right? And it won't be whoever is in the launch box. That's the tradition. Whatever's in the launch box is bad. It's true.
Gotcha.
Like, does anyone remember Nighthaunt for all of AOS 2? Khorne for AOS 1? Like,
yep.
Tyranids, this edition, Necrons until like the very end of 9th edition. Yeah. KO.
Yep. John Castle says he has Nighthaunt, Fireslayers, KO, Cities of Sigmar, Beasts of Chaos. Those are the armies he's picking between. He wanted to play a Cities of Sigmar dwarves, but cannot make a list that he likes for them.
Okay.
So what about Cities of Sigmar dwarves do you want to like? I guess is my question. Like, is it just the aesthetic, or is it something that they do? Do you like that they're like stalwart and tough or something like that? Or yeah, that's my question.
Oh man, there's so many things. I missed a bunch of stuff here in the chat. So yes, I mean, in here, did we miss why? Oh, I see. Oh no, I don't think you explained like what you're looking for. You know what I mean? Like, are you going to go to tournament? Are you trying to create a balanced experience? Are you trying to do something different? Like, you know what I mean? Are you into like lore or narrative kind of games? Like, so, but if I'm just going to vote for something there, I would vote for Nighthaunt, not knowing anything else. And the only reason for that is because I don't see Nighthaunt very often. And I just think it's really cool whenever someone plays something that's not super common. But
I agree with that. I don't think that Nighthaunt is probably going to be the one that he ends up picking, just because if he wanted to do Cities of Sigmar dwarves, I don't think Nighthaunt is like anything like that.
That's true.
So
that's true.
Maybe KO is like, because they're also dwarves, but that's all.
Yeah, they're dwarves. Yeah, if you're feeling like that, for sure. The other option too is you can kind of workshop it a bit. You know what I mean? John, are you in the Discord, the Pacific Northwest Discord? Because I'm blanking on his name. He was supposed to be on the show with us.
Mason,
thank you. God dang. I was like, anyway, sometimes that just happens to me. Like, do you remember before our battle report? I was like, what's your last name again?
I think the most embarrassing one for me that involved you.
Uh-huh.
I was doing that battle report with Dan, and we were talking, and I made some comment about like, I was like mentioning all of our names. I was like Carson, Rob, and I just look at Dan, and my brain just shuts off for a second. I was like, I know his name. Dan is my friend. Yeah, I love Dan. Dan is great, and I'm just like, you're like, hey, man.
you guy. Yeah. Oh man. Oh dear.
Steph just said, "Why are you outing yourself on the internet?"
Yeah.
Because someone has to know, other than Rob. No, I feel like I'm outing it because, like, obviously I didn't forget Dan's name. Truly,
no.
I know Dan.
Yeah,
he's great.
Yeah, and I appreciate that because obviously I didn't forget Mason's name. He's a super good guy. And
Yep.
yeah. So,
We're just jerks.
yep. Don't care about anyone but ourselves. Yeah. Am I calling a no hero phase? I'm not saying there won't be a no hero phase. I think they'll probably go to like a command phase or whatever, which kind of begs the question why they're even doing it in a way. But the command phase in 40k and I think the strategy phase or whatever the heck they call it in the old world tends to be very quick. Like my Tyranids did like one thing when I played. Yeah. If FEC is the final battle tome for third and it's out 6+ months before the edition change, they could probably get away with it. Yeah, and I mean, there's probably going to be some Dawnbringer stuff. Also, I don't really think they care. They're just like, whatever. Like, what are you going to do about it? Like, we know you're going to play. We're not customers to them. We're addicts. I've been saying this for 6 years now. We're not customers, you know? Yeah. Unless they go crazy with changes, I don't think you need an index. That's true. I think we've heard, and I don't know if we can say, Carson and I think, have both heard individually, and I've heard from more than one source too, that someone who knows someone on the development team at Games Workshop said that 4th edition AOS is going to be like a big change. I don't want it to, because AOS 3.0 is my favorite game, my favorite war game ever made, full stop. I love this game. I think it's as good as it gets so far. So I am nervous about it, but
I'm nervous too, but GW take the wheel. I don't know.
yeah. Yep. We were
Said
nervous.
this-
We were nervous about every GHB.
Yep.
So yeah. Keith's Stormcast Eternals on 40mm basis with a 1 each melee reach. Yeah, that was me forever with my stupid deep cannon. They come in minimum 10. It's just nuts. It's nuts. Yeah. Keith says, I hope it's Skaven and you can't say your army is bad anymore. I can, because the rules will be bad. Okay? But I am like, because like every starter edition army, Cruel Boys, like, does anyone remember Cruel Boys? They've been god awful this entire edition, and now they're like finally like playable. I don't know. Like I don't think they're above a 50% win rate this entire edition. So, but if I just get new models, I could not care less. I just want new Skaven models. Give me new Skaven models. Games Workshop. Thank you. Memorize and tracking effects. That's true. What Will said. Siege of Sigmar dwarfs seem like the one you want to play. You could just write a list and play some games. Adjust the list as you go and create one you are happy with. Yeah. Narrative books never survive an edition change. Yeah, it's so good, right? Right, Ludivicus? AOS 3. I mean, I know Carson agrees, but yeah.
I mean, I'm more involved with the hobby than I ever had been before. So
Yep.
part of that's definitely because I caught the tournament bug, but I wouldn't have caught the tournament bug if it was a bad game. So
Yeah. I mean, you and I used to just play 40K. Like,
yep.
and I tried to get you into AOS before that, you know. Almost.
I think I had ogres at that point. I was just like not really involved
Yeah.
as much, right?
Yeah, and then you got into ogres and Ryan got into OBR like the exact. Oh, you split that box that first came out
Yep.
with them, right?
Feast of Bones. Yeah.
Feast of Bones. Sick.
Yep.
That's dope.
I
Didn't
still
it
have an unbuilt tyrant from that box.
What didn't
Yeah.
it come with an Iron Blaster?
It did.
Right.
Yeah. Came with. Yeah. That's why I have two, because we split 2 boxes. So
That's right. Oh man.
yeah, tournament bug means more things than one after Atlanta. That's for sure.
Oh man. Oh man. By the way, did you tell people the venue?
Tell people. Oh yeah, yeah. Next year is gonna be at Atlanta again. Yay!
Yay.
Ooh,
Dude.
gifted a sub. Thank you.
Yo. I didn't even know you could do that. Matthew, thank you so much, man. That's wild.
I
Someone
also
wa-
love that it like basically outed someone who is in the chat not talking. Now their name is plastered all over the screen. They're like,
Yeah, for
woo!
real.
They're just lurking in peace.
Oh man. Yeah. Welcome. I won't say their name just in case, but thank you, Matthew, so much. That's really generous. I really appreciate it. Oh man. I think that kind of stuff helps the channel too, like algorithm wise. Very kind.
Now's a good time to mention, if you're enjoying the content, please leave a like on the live stream right now.
That's true. Do you see how bad
and
I am
then-
at promoting this stuff?
Terrible.
It's
Terrible.
so bad, man.
You know what's funny though is that this entire conversation has happened literally while your dice were being like placed on the screen. I'm so bad at self-promote.
That's true. You
Wow.
know what? I was like I should change it, but like no, I shouldn't. That's the point. Yeah. Buy my dice, jerks. Oh, I forgot to look at the camera. I was looking at myself over on the wrong screen.
Like, who's he talking to?
Yeah, the guy in the corner. Yeah. Buy my dice, you jerks.
Grimbo
and you guys
in
too.
the corner.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I mean, yeah. But yeah, if you can, I used to say before every video, people don't, if you haven't been watching like almost since the beginning, you won't know this, but I used to say subscribe for the YouTube gods, comment for the algorithm throne, and hit the screaming bell to always receive notifications of when a new battle report goes live. But then I think it got kind of like streamery, like look at the dancing monkey. So I stopped doing it. People know what to do, you know? I actually don't subscribe when people tell me to. I'm usually just like, oh my God, like I want to see more of this. So, but I guess it's a good idea to remind people to like hit like and that kind of thing. And you know, yeah.
Yep. Doesn't hurt.
You have to do is make some small tweaks and yeet battle tactics into the sun. Yeah, I want them to do, I do want some kind of tactical depth, but I don't think battle tactics, I don't know. I actually kind of like battle tactics in that it's something you just pick at the start of your turn. You know what I mean? But
yeah, I wish, but I would, it's tough because like I recognize that thematically it's really cool that each army has their own battle tactics and like, yes, you want to do specific things. I think what I would prefer is if there is just a large list of core battle tactics that everybody got access to, and there weren't book tactics. I think that makes the most sense.
Yep.
Because that way you can kind of build your list around, even like, it could be a lot, like 15, 20 core battle tactics or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can kind of structure your list around being like, okay, I know I can satisfy like these ones every turn or every game usually. That would make it a little more fair, I think.
Yep. It's kind
but
of how they do it in 40K, right? With secondaries.
Yep. But I think in 40K it's like random, isn't it?
Oh, now it is. That's right. In
Yeah.
10th. Yeah.
Which is
I was
terrible.
thinking 9th. Yeah. No, I don't like
Awful. I hate that.
Yeah,
Like
me too.
100% hate. Like, if that was an AOS, I'd be very upset.
I mean, the first one you pick in the first battle round isn't random. I don't
Doesn't
even
matter.
remember. Yeah.
If there's any randomness, it's just terrible.
Yep.
Yeah, I would hate that. But like, I don't know. Like I think that they either have to do like universal battle tactics like that, or they have to make the battle plans themselves more complex. Because if it's just like you're only scoring primaries and battle tactics are just gone, then some armies don't work, right?
That's true.
Also it's just way more boring too. Like if the only thing that you're intending to do is just sit on objectives, then it just makes the game extremely boring. So
it's true. We're still making that transition from like a strategy / game about killing. Like Warhammer Fantasy was just about killing each other. So yeah.
Yeah. And then if they had like universal battle tactics, they could really limit the number of like non-interactive ones.
Yeah.
So that maybe you have like one or two tops, and then everyone kind of has access to those, and everyone gets like a freebie turn if you want. I think that makes sense. But
I actually don't hate book tactics if they spent copious amounts of time and effort to make them balanced. But you know, I
just don't think you can, is the problem. Like, how can you?
Like, at least somewhat. But like, or you know what? Like, do more of what they've been doing, where it's like, okay, and don't wait as long. It's like Skaven, terrible battle tactics the whole time, and then now it's like, okay, we got one that's quite, it's good now, right? We got one, but like, what? Don't wait that long. Like they kind of did it in 9th edition 40k. Yeah. So Matthew said, least I
John,
can do. Y'all kept me company on the couch all day, dude. Again, we appreciate it so much, and I hope you get better soon, and yeah, thanks again.
the link to the Discord is in the description, John, if you ever want to join.
Oh yeah, yes, it is in the description of every one of these videos. If something goes wrong, like at one point it just was like it expired for reasons, so let me know. Yeah.
It's pretty far down there. Maybe we should bring it up, but yeah.
Oh really?
It's like you definitely have to click show more to get it.
I know what it was. It's because like when I started adding merch, I was just like,
yeah,
everything goes into the top. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. It was. Oh, you hit like at the start of the video. Okay, I was trying to read that sentence earlier. Yeah, that's what I try to do too, Keith. I noticed that like there's some videos that like or some channels that I was like watching regularly, and now on my other account, my non-Saga of Dice account, I don't get the right videos on there anymore because I didn't hit like. You know what I mean? Like I don't get AOS Coach just doesn't pop up for me anymore on that account. He does over here, which is where it's important. But sometimes I want to chill on the couch and watch, some other stuff. Anyway, yeah. Like I'm not even just for me. Like hit like if you like someone's content because it's more likely that you'll get to see more of their content. Yeah. I'd like battle tactics more if they were on a more level field, right? Yeah, and that they involved actual fighting, not running to table edges. That's a good point too. Actually, as a Timmy, I identify with that statement, and because like it is a battle, you know what I mean? It's supposed to be a battle between armies, so yeah. I don't mind if it's thematic, where it's like, it's like some kind of like pincer movement or whatever, you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. That kind of makes sense, but
yep,
yeah. That's true. Keith says, if I like the channel, I hit like at the start. If the content is poopy, I can always retract my like later. That's true. It's not set in stone. Yeah. And it's one of those things like the opposite of like to YouTube isn't dislike. It's not engaging. Like you get more from YouTube if you hit dislike than you do from not hitting anything, which is crazy. Like if I hit dislike, I don't want them to show me more videos, but they're like, oh, people like, people interact more with when they hate something. So they're more likely to send you that video again if you hit dislike. It's crazy, but I guess it works for them. So can't blame them for, succeeding, I guess, or whatever. Yep. I'm talking nonsense. Yeah, it would be fun. We never it seems like all the channels are doing what do they think for AOS 4? Like I know Warhammer Weekly did it, Honest Rob did it after them.
Yep.
That'd be fun.
AOS Coach didn't do it, I think. But I thought about doing, unfortunately, there just wasn't enough time for LVO. But one of the things I wanted to propose to you is me specifically, my predictions for 2024, is all stupid crap. Okay, AOS 4th edition, no more double turn. However, introducing the triple turn. It's coming. Skaven are being erased.
Yep.
Period.
Yep.
No more.
But instead, we're bringing an army of chinchilla men.
Oh, chinchilla men.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. The Chaven.
It's yeah. They're chilling. You know.
Yep.
What's funny is I almost said mice too. I was gonna say mice, and then I was like, nope. Need to be dumber. And
Even dumber.
even dumber. Make it dumber.
Everything is being converted to metric.
It's.
We have to buy our new metric tape measures.
Yeah. And they're not true metric. They're Games Workshop metric, right?
Yeah.
There's 2 centimeters per inch, not 2.5. You know. Very crafty.
Indeed.
Can you imagine? Okay, this is actually like all of those ideas are genius, Carson, compared to what they did with Kill Team, where it's like your movement is 2 triangles. You don't know about this? The current edition of Kill Team, your movement is like different squigglies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just, I'm assuming that it just converts to actual inches.
It does, but that is. Can you imagine if it's like the movement on my Screaming Bell is 4 wavy lines? You're just like, that is.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a triple turn. Okay, I don't know what that is. Army of Sphinx cats. Dang it, I can't even say that. The Shaven. That's pretty. That's pretty good. That's a well thought out. Turns out the
new AOS 4 army is just horse girls. Girls that like horses way too much. That's it.
Not female centaurians.
No.
But just
yeah, they're gonna say horse girls and people are like, oh neat, like centaurs.
Yeah. No. Not
just,
yeah.
It's just girls that like neigh and go when
like,
you get too close to them.
What's the name of the daughter from Bob's Burgers that like goes around on the
Tina?
Yeah, Tina. There you go. It's an army of Tinas.
That. Yeah.
Dancing all awkward and
make it stop.
Yeah, God. Oh my gosh. Introducing the roughly equals a meter measuring tape. Oh dear. Suggesting metric apology video. Yeah. It's like that's a paddling, you know. Yep. Yeah, Carson, you got to make an apology video now, man.
No.
Right. Carson is
not going to do that.
Carson, yeah, never mind. People learning AOS 4 went metric. What's that in American? Yeah. I mean,
you got 6 cheeseburgers a range in shooting.
Well, like growing up as a Canadian, right? We use the metric system here.
Sometimes.
But sometimes, exactly. Yeah. Like, do you know your height in centimeters?
Nope.
Right?
And then you ask how far away is something.
Yeah. It's like 20 feet.
And then you ask how far away is something if you're driving.
Yeah.
You answer in kilometers.
Kilometers,
right?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the temperature outside? You answer in Celsius.
Yes, I answer for sure in Celsius. Yeah.
Yeah. And then if you're building something, what do you measure in? Inches.
Exactly.
We're like this horrible middle child of metric and imperial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only reason I know my height in centimeters is because like going to school in Japan, they like take measurements. They take your weight, they take your height, they measure your chest and all sorts of other weird stuff. And even in university. So, yeah, I know I'm 179.5 centimeters. Yeah.
Still?
I don't know. Maybe not. I'm in my 40s now. It's possible I shrank. I doubt it. My mom just... I just found out my mom shrank, and she's in her 70s or whatever. And she still tells people she's 5'4". I'm like, yeah, well, you're not anymore. Yeah. We bake in Fahrenheit. That's true. Because our appliances all come from the States. That's true.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think you can set it to be
probably
Celsius.
That's true. Probably.
Usually.
Yeah. But like I have a Napoleon grill, and it's in Fahrenheit.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a Canadian grill for those that don't know. It's like the same thing as a Coleman, only, you know, I like it a little better because they have like their own proprietary grills. But yeah, yep. My thermostat is in Celsius, Ludivicus. Yep. Actually, except up here, but my mom's American, so we have to, you know, she does not do Celsius.
Yeah. I personally prefer Celsius because it's like
Yep.
the 0 to 100 scale,
Yep.
where it's like 0, you're frozen.
Yep.
100, you're dead. That's it.
That's true.
There's actually a fun little rhyme I heard, which was for like Americans, like, or anyone that doesn't know Celsius. It's 30 is hot, 20 is pleasing, 10 is not, and 0 is freezing.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's kind of cute. I
Yeah.
like it.
30 is hot. 20 is what?
Pleasing.
Pleasing. Ah.
Yeah, because 20 is like room temperature, you know.
And then 10 is not?
10 is not pleasing.
Ah. And 0
Yeah.
is freezing. That's cool. By the way, did you see that the high for Thursday is going to be minus 13?
Yeah, that's does not bode well for me flying out of here next week.
Well,
I guess it's probably
that's
fine,
this
actually.
Thursday.
No, I know,
Okay.
but it's probably gonna stay pretty cold.
It goes up from there. It goes back up above freezing, but then next week
Okay.
it is going to be cold, but it not that cold.
Yeah.
Dude, minus 13 is the high? That's freaking crazy. I don't.
Yeah, that's the coldest it's been here in a while.
Oh,
Actually,
God.
no, I guess we got to like minus 15 last year, right?
Not as the high.
Not as the high.
Yeah. The low is minus 17. I don't ever remember the high being that low, if that makes sense. Oh man. Please tell me your appliances are in Fahrenheit, but your recipes are all Celsius. Our recipes, we're not barbarians. We get our recipes from the internet, okay? And they usually list both, but definitely Fahrenheit because most of them are American. Let's back that up. My Napoleon French dude Canadian grill is in Fahrenheit. Yes, it's true. Exactly. Isn't that freaking wild? Isn't that crazy, Matthew? Now, to be fair, and I'm referencing a Canadian show here, there might be a Celsius on there too. I don't remember. But the big one, like the one that I use, because like when I'm looking up, man, this digressed so freaking far. Right? Oh yeah, that's right. I don't even know how we got here. It was like, yeah, we're gonna use centimeters for measurements. But yeah. Anyway, the bigger numbers, the main numbers are in Fahrenheit. But we mostly use the Fahrenheit to make stuff. And I'm sure I could change my oven, you know, to Celsius, but I don't. My meat thermometer, though, I put it in Fahrenheit, and it's like, no, this is Canada, and it keeps switching back to Celsius while I'm taking the measurement. I'm not exaggerating. I stick it in the meat, and then if it goes up too high, it like over 160 Fahrenheit, it's like, nope, we're going back to Celsius. This is Canada. It shouldn't
Too
be
high
this
for me.
Shouldn't be this hot, and it shouldn't be in Fahrenheit. You know?
Big numbers scare me, so we're switching to Celsius.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. I said, I forget what happened during the pandemic. I was playing. We were playing an RPG online, you know, as a way to not feel totally alone during the pandemic. And I can't remember what happened, but I said to Tommy, like, oh, I was like, sorry, you know, I didn't see your message or something like that. And then Tommy's like, what the F are you apologizing for? And then Eric said, this is Canada, sir. We apologize here for no reason whatsoever. Meat thermometer with a GPS chip. Yeah, exactly. That's the government trying to get me. 40 is Australia. Yeah, and Japan. Yeah.
Does Japan get that hot?
Oh, yeah. 45 degrees and 100% humidity in the summer.
Oh, God.
People die every year in the summer.
Yeah, I'm sure people die everywhere every year in the summer. It's just a thing that happens. But
Voiced it again. God dang it. Oh, you got me. Yeah, of the heat. And
Did
yes,
you know people die?
even in the
Right.
summer. Yeah.
Summer's good times. I don't
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah, the good times roll in the summer. It's a cruel summer. Yeah, no, people die every year of the heat in mostly older people, but it's bad, man. Yep. People die in summer. Sharks got them. Oh man. That's Australia. But it's not just in the summer, I believe. Yep. Sorry, no dying. It's summertime. You can tell Ladivicus is Canadian too. Sorry. No dying, please.
Can't do it.
Sorry.
Nope.
Yep. That's here in Virginia too. 100 plus and 100% humidity. Yeah. It's like living in a rice cooker. It really is. Yeah. I as a Canadian did not do well. and I went I went basically the whole summer without any AC because I was a poor student. And then at the end of it, I broke down and I bought an AC unit. And they are so good in Japan. Like, it's crazy. I got I set my apartment AC to 16 degrees Celsius. And it was so good. Like, oh my God. I miss that AC unit. Sharks look cool, but something. What does it say? Oh, bees, is it?
It says bees. Yeah, bees kill way more people.
Ah, that's true. That's true. Yep. Yeah. The bees in Japan are crazy too. Like they have those murder hornets and whatnot. They're so big.
I love that everyone was just like freaking out about that in North America for a little while, and it's like other parts of the world just like had that forever.
It's
like,
true. That's true.
There.
But they are terrible here for a specific reason. In Japan and other countries, when murder hornets go into a regular beehive, they are all built and they all flap their wings really and make the thing really hot, and then the murder hornets like die and fall out of them. Whereas here they don't have that defense mechanism, so they're like a super invasive, like awful species. So like they were like putting it on the news, like if you see them, let people know, and we'll go in and man.
That's fair.
Yeah, Australia knows about that. Yeah, I mean they're crazy. Like I remember when I was over there, I was like the bees are so big that like my homestay family was like, oh my God, a bee, and I was like, I'll kill it. And I started rolling up a newspaper or whatever. And they're like, don't, you'll die. And I'm like, you're not going to die. And I stand by that. Like, you're not going to die from one sting unless you're allergic, obviously. But then I didn't know at the time that they act like hornets over here, where if one gets in trouble, then they all come. They set off like a signal or something. And yeah, you can die. But this conversation digressed like crazy. I'm sorry,
I don't think
guys.
we've talked about anything Warhammer for like 20 minutes.
That's being generous, I think. Okay, Let's bring it back to Warhammer. Carson, what do you got for me?
Hot potato.
Hot potato. Oopsie doodle.
I don't know.
Like how Keith says, welcome to Saga of Dice. I heard it in that voice too. Like, welcome to Saga of Dice. It's true.
Talking about hornets and burgers. Metric.
Yeah.
Grills.
I mean, it all has to do with how they're changing AOS 4. Tinfoil hat on.
It all comes back around.
It does. That's true. Yeah.
Spam hat on.
Activated.
Oh, my dog hates me. He does not like that. Okay.
Your dog is so funny with that. Like, we can't hear her at all, right? Almost
can't?
all. No, like we barely heard anything at all.
Oh.
It sounds like to me.
Huh.
Yeah, I can barely hear that. Yeah. So, but it's just so funny what she reacts to.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny that you can barely hear it, but for me, it's like deafening.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah. Or like, I remember when you used to get stuff out of the meat dimension. You pull something out of the meat dimension.
She's like,
exactly. She should be called like the Führer or something like that.
Matthew says, thoughts on AOS getting the 40k rule of attaching heroes to units?
Yes, I
That'd be
hope
cool.
so. I was just talking about this with Eric on whenever we played. What day is it today? Tuesday? I think we played last like Thursday or something. Anyway, Saturday? I don't remember. Doesn't matter. I think it'll be way better because there's a reason, a specific reason that I think it kind of sucks in 40k. And that's if like let's say I don't know if you know about and like about these rules in 40k, Carson, but I'll explain it to you like you don't, okay? If you attach a hive tyrant, for example, which has a toughness of let's say 8, I don't remember what they are now, but let's say they're toughness 8, right? I'm pretty sure the walking tyrant is like 10, but I can't remember. You attach a hive tyrant to a unit of hive guard, right? The hive guard have a toughness of like say 6, and the hive tyrant has a toughness of 10. When you're shooting that unit with one unit, like let's say you have 30 Necron warriors and you shoot that unit, if you overkill the hive guard, you're still wounding on like let's say 4s because you're still counting the unit's toughness. Does that make sense? So, and the reason why I think it'll be way better in AOS is because we don't have toughness. So they're always wounding on whatever. It doesn't make any difference. And also it'll, because I think the problem with, you know, with AOS right now for small foot heroes is they're so easy to kill. Right? I do think there might be a bit of a problem, like if you have, because like they'll move with whatever movement speed is the slowest. So that could be kind of an issue if you've got like one unit kind of keeping everyone, you know, but hopefully they'll kind of plan for that. And it'll be like, okay, flying units can go in flying units and then they'll just make their movement characteristic the same. But yeah.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what they do there. I don't really have any thoughts one way or the other about that. So
I kind of liked it in, you know, in Warhammer Fantasy, like in 8th edition and stuff like that, where you would put them in there and then you would randomize and that adds more rolling. I kind of like now it's just, you know, the unit comes off and then you're left with the hero.
Right. Do you have to put a hero in a unit
Nope.
in 40k or Fantasy? Okay.
Nope.
Gotcha.
There's some units that I think don't even, you can't, like Ripper Swarms and that kind of thing. But yeah, it's the hero says what units they can be attached to. So yeah, it's kind of thematic too. And then like you kind of don't have to worry about like buffing certain units and different things like that. So yeah. AOS 4 scares me a little, but once they let the genie out of the bottle, what can you do? Be one of those weird people who try and stay in an old edition? It's so true, you know, and that's kind of why it is so nerve-wracking for, you know, I'll just speak for Carson, for me and Carson, because like, because we're not going to be we're not going to be like some kind of hipster about it. Like if let's say they blow up AOS, they're not going to, but like let's just say that they did for the sake of argument. They blow up AOS, right? Well, in Warhammer, the Warhammer Fantasy people, a lot of them went back and some of them were playing 6th edition, some of them were playing 7th, some of them were playing 8th. And that kind of makes sense because it's like, well, the world is gone, so why don't we just play whatever edition we had the most fun in, right? If we can agree on what edition was cool, then let's just go play that. And I mean, you can just keep the books and whatnot, right? And just one day we can play 7th and the next day we can play 8th. It doesn't really matter. But when they're currently making rules, yeah, it's hard to, you're like, nah, I'm just going to play the last edition, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it would definitely be really early to decide to do that if like,
yeah,
they'd have to really, really mess up.
Really mess it up.
And
like, yeah. Like the launch of 40k 10th edition was not great. Like the whole towering fiasco and like there's a bunch of things, but quickly there was kind of a negative reaction, a lot more so than for 9th and way more than 8th. Like 8th was stellar reception, right? So if they did that, they would hopefully at least correct it. And then if for some reason they didn't and they doubled down, that's when you start looking at those kinds of things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm definitely locked in to just follow whatever the newest rules are, at least until the end of the year. Um, I'm really curious to see how the World Championships is going to be this year, just because like it's going to be coming out. So the World
Halfway
Championships is like
through. Yeah.
yeah, midway through November,
Hmm.
and AOS 4 is probably like June, July-ish, like summer.
Yep.
So we're looking at, let's say even if it's June, it's July, August, September, October, November. I guess 5 months is a decent amount of time for things to settle.
Yep.
That's not terrible.
Yep.
But still, it's going to be a brand new edition, and there's going to be like maybe one or two, or I guess two battle tomes by that
There will
time.
be two battle tombs for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm curious to see how things are going to go. Because
Uh,
most of the tournaments I would say happen during the summer and fall. That's what I see at least.
right.
But
So, so if you like, if let's just say it comes out in July, right? Are they not doing any golden ticket events until after July?
I have no clue.
I guess they
Uh,
haven't announced it yet.
yeah. So
Oh,
the applications for golden tickets have already gone in for like all of the tournaments that want them, but we have no idea which like who's getting them or yeah. I've heard kind of that they're prioritizing non-US tournaments to just get like more worldwide coverage, but that's the
yeah.
only thing I've heard. So,
Wow. Huh. That's cool. I like it. It'd be. I was just thinking like if you, what do you call it? Qualify under third edition, and then you'll be playing fourth edition. It's just kind of a funny sort of little interaction, I guess,
yeah,
in their rule system. But
it's kind of odd, but I mean like people would have done that for battle tomes too, where
yep,
it's like
yep.
they qualified with
A lot of people, yeah,
yeah, exactly.
that's true.
A
Uh,
different battle rules like yeah. Certainly an edition is like the most extreme version of that, but it's going to happen, right? I don't think they're going to pull the rug on like the first half of the year's tournaments. That'd be
yeah,
kind of crazy.
that
I
would
honestly wonder if LVO is going to have one to give out. That would be
almost
interesting.
certainly not, right?
No?
Well, they haven't announced it.
Right. I guess it's like LVO is usually considered capping off the year
Yeah,
as well. It's
yeah.
not really considered part of the 2024 season. So,
It's like it's not even considered part of the GHB almost because like
yeah.
normally, obviously, this will be included in the GHB, but not the battle scroll, which will come out like that weekend or something silly. Um,
Yeah.
Unaided Foot, welcome by the way, Foot. AOS 4 freaks me out, but it's a journey I'll be taking. I feel the same way, you know. I've been playing since AOS 1, uh, since the first battle GHB came out, actually. And not because the GHB came out, I didn't know what was going on, but that's just when I joined. And then, so yeah, I mean, my least favorite edition of AOS is actually AOS 2. The rules got better, but the battle tomes were whack. Like, mostly just crazy. Kind of like 40k 9th edition, actually. Um, and I agree with what you said. You liked 9th edition 40k. I liked it too. I just didn't like the battle tomes. I thought they were just crazy unbalanced. And 10th sucked at first. And I heard it's great now, Foot. I just, it's just too much for me though, with the channel and everything. But I've got the models. I bought Leviathan. Yeah, the two launch armies, they usually get them in September or October. I think it was always September. Like, I think it was September for 9th edition. I could be wrong, but I know they always get it by October. So, yeah, that would be like a month beforehand, right? Yeah. I look forward to not playing in Gur. Yeah, yeah. I guess it'll be Ulgu. Maybe.
That's the rumor.
It's
Eschen Skaven and
oh please shut up, Carson. I can't take it.
Valerian.
Yeah, that would be so sick. Yeah, it's got to be Ulgu. We weren't like technically playing in Aquashi, but we kind of were in AOS 1. And then 2 was obviously Shaiish. 3 was Gur. So 4 will probably be Ulgu, but I'd be down. like in a perfect world, it's Karnathi versus Skaven, and we're playing in the Realm of Life. Brings.
Why is that a perfect world?
I
I
just
thought
love.
perfect world would be like
I love Karnathi.
Umbreneth versus.
I love
That's fair.
Karnathi.
That's fair. In your perfect world, okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
No, I decide the perfect world for everyone.
I'm the main character.
Exactly. Don't you know by now? Yeah, but like if it's not Ulgu, Hish, Shimon, hee.
I think it's probably Olgu. I think that makes
I
sense.
think Ulgu is where we'll be.
Because the remaining ones are Hish, Olgu, Azir,
Michael Jackson.
Hack. Oh.
Yeah, Shimon.
Oh, Shaman. Yeah. That's what you mean. Is that it? Just those 4? There's one more.
There's 8 total.
Yeah.
And we'll never play an Azir because in the narrative, nothing is. I mean, I guess if they break open the gates and they get in there, that would be cool. I don't think they'll ever do that, but
yeah,
that would be awesome.
So we've already done Gur,
we did.
Akshi, and Shaish.
Oh yeah, Shaish. Yeah, Shaish was 2. Yeah.
And so there's Olgu, Shaman, Gairan, Azir, and
you said Shaman already?
Yeah, and Hish. Did I say Hish already?
Hish.
Yeah.
You didn't that time. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I could see it being Gairan, maybe. That'd be cool.
They kind of did Gairan in AOS 1. It was like Hammer Halls in Gairan and Equishi. But yeah, I don't think they're counting it. So, where do you not want it to be? What's your least favorite realm?
Hish,
the Realm of Light.
Yeah, I think that'd be lame. Yeah,
that's so interesting.
I think it'd be lame because like, GW gives a lot of attention to Lumineth already.
I see. Yep.
And B, it just seems like the most basic. I don't know. Like what do you do with light? I guess. Like it's just.
Yeah. So, for me, it's Shaman.
Oh, metal. Yeah, that's true. Actually, that's pretty bad too. That's number 2. Yeah, the second worst for me. Yeah.
For me though, it's so like, I used to work in like ocean related stuff, dealing with salmon and whatnot, and like I know a little bit about like the mercury levels increasing and like the whole problem with the ocean and whatnot. It's more of a problem than even like deforestation, even arguably, and all this other stuff. And so the realm of metal, like the ocean being filled with metal, I just find depressing. Like I'm just like, it just feels like it's like, is this our world? I don't know. Like I just like it hurts my soul a little bit. Yeah,
that's fair.
but they could do it cool. But like I don't know. Yeah, LRL and Zeech. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool, actually. I mean, we don't know anything about Hish. You know what I mean? So, like, it could be cool. You know? Like, maybe light just kind of means magic, in a way.
Well, I mean, I don't like elves, and Zeech is my least favorite chaos god, so...
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Sorry.
I thought you were...
No, we're not going to Hish. I say so. Goodbye. End of story.
Honestly, though, like, Ulgu is my favorite one left. So I hope
Olga would be cool. Yeah, I think it'd be really cool. There's a lot you can do with that.
Oh yeah, yeah. And
mystery.
And Skaven are just like such a perfect antagonist. I wish we were getting Umbreneth. I want to believe, and I called it, I think first, like ages ago, you know, but. Yeah. I've been told we're getting Stormcast versus Skaven, and it's just so depressingly easy to believe, you know? Like, obviously I want them to get, like, a full proper release, but they just... I just don't want this to be 40K. Like...
Yeah. I honestly feel for Stormcast players because there's so much range bloat
Yeah,
that like
they would have to do like they'd have to cull like what minimum a third of the line.
yeah, and
Like
it's all like new models,
yeah,
so
yeah, exactly.
it's just yeah, it's a really tricky situation for sure.
Right. Oh man, being an
Matthew
LRL.
says, I'm a new AOS player and I have no idea what all those places mean. I need to read more lore. That's fair. Okay, so there's 8 realms in AOS.
Right.
There's they're basically like they're not elements, but like they're not elements.
They're what you might call oh god dang it, I can't come up with the word.
Either way, there's 8 realms and they all have like different themes.
Yeah.
There's Akshi, the realm of fire, Olgu, the realm of shadow, Gyran, the realm of life, Shaman, which is the realm of metal, Gur, which is the realm of beasts,
Yep.
Hish, which is the realm of light. Did I say that already?
Not yet. Not this time. Yeah.
Okay. Azir, which is the like heaven, basically, like the heavens.
Yeah.
And then the last one is
Shyish.
Shyish,
Yeah.
realm of death.
Yeah.
And then basically like the lore is that each realm is like pretty normal at the center. It's just like a regular place. And then as you get further out, there's like realm sphere magic or whatever, like realm magic that gets like more wild and crazy, and it's more themed to those things.
Mhm.
So like in actually you would see like fire themed magic, like elemental craziness at the edges and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like in Shyish, it's grave sand, and
Yeah.
each grain of sand is like super heavy with magic, and it's basically like Nagash just has like the skeletons just like slowly carry them in over the span of years to the center and whatnot. Gur, realm of beasts, is like a bone. It's like this kind of ambery bone kind of element to it, and they're all different. Yeah.
Yep. And then I think there's the 8 points, which is like the in between, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is it's where chaos hangs out for fun.
Yeah, and it's
Just having
not,
a good time.
and then like there's all sorts of like different factions have their own kind of thing. Like Skaven have these pocket dimensions that they live in, and the realms are basically like they're planets, and they're also like realms from like Viking mythology. It's like a mix between the two, and yeah. If you want to know more about AOS lore, I would recommend watching 2+ Tough. He does. You could just look up, like, go up to 2+ Tough, and just type in like realms or something like that. And I think he's done videos on every single realm explaining it. Thank you for typing it out. I appreciate that, Carson. Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Realm of Hish is the sun.
Yeah. Also, John mentioned that actually would be fun. Actually would be fun, but I think we were there AOS 2, right?
AOS 1.
Oh, AOS 1.
Yeah.
Right.
There's even like a campaign book called like Realm of Fire or something like that. And there it was like the first campaign book I think we ever got was this whole big thing set in the, with rules in the Realm of Fire. Ludivicus says, if it's Ulgu, you cool with Eshin being the new models, Rob? That they are my favorite subfaction in my favorite army of all time. I would poop my pants, change my pants so I could poop my pants again.
I hope you're ready to do that because I'm pretty sure it's going to be Esh and Skaven.
Oh god.
That's my like pretty sure prediction. Like I feel like I'm 80% sure that that's going to be the case.
I've heard, and I hope this isn't true, I've heard that they're gonna kind of cull stuff a little bit, like they're basically gonna like there won't be an engineer anymore. There won't be like a Skaven engineer. It's just gonna be the Bombardier. They're gonna like redo like Skaven acolytes and those kinds of things, but they're also gonna kind of cull the Skaven range a bit, which would be sad. But then hopefully they'll also bring back like some of the older stuff, like the Brood Horrors, the Warlord on Brood Horror and that kind of thing. I would love like a Warlord on Rat Ogre, different stuff like that. But he will not be hanging out with me on release night. Yeah, I mean you'll be fine on release night. It's when they announce it that's the problem. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be out of poop by the time release night comes.
Yeah, I'll be dehydrated and
Yeah, that's the husk of a man.
just eating saltine crackers and just hoping to, yeah.
Like me at the end of Atlanta. Yeah.
Yes.
Surely to happen again this year.
Yes. Oh God. We'll pray for you, Carson.
I'm gonna bring my own like water bottles, but someone's gonna come like inject norovirus into the bottle or something. Thought you could escape, huh?
Exactly. This is Atlanta, see?
Yeah, we all talk like this, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we all talk like Cagney in here. Oh man. Man, you guys have been hilarious tonight. Yes. No, that would be my favorite. I've already started saving. Can you tell I have Skaven on the brain? Like I'm trying to prepare this this new FEC army too, but like I'm still like reading Skaven books, and like I've still got Skaven within reach of me at all times, as I proved at the start of the stream. Yeah, I want to paint clan rats. Like I literally just want to paint some clan rats right now. Yeah, it's just my happy place. But shows up to Rob's with pizzas in a box of adult diapers. Yeah, I mean, hey, then you brought that on yourself, Lativicus, okay? Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say pizzas. You don't even need Skaven releases anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they have dairy-free cheese now.
Nah, we're going double cheese.
We're going double cheese.
Double cheese.
And what's it called? Feta on top.
Yep.
Even though it's gross.
And Alfredo sauce instead of marinara.
Yeah.
Pizza.
Yeah, that white sauce or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh man. You guys know my weakness. That is my kryptonite for sure. I also like it, but it's not worth dying over. Lunch calls. You must depart. Thanks, Keith, for hanging out. We're gonna be done pretty soon here, unless we go on another tangent, which is very possible. Oh man, yeah. I mean, anytime someone brings up Skaven, I'm just like, I just start thinking about it, everything I want, and it is many things. I've come up with like new Eshin units. I don't like. Have I talked about this, Ludivicus? Like, I've got many ideas for new Eshin units. Would GW ever do 2 army releases in one edition? Sorry, it's cutting out. Is that what it says? 2 army releases in one edition? Do you mean 2 new armies, John? Because this AOS 3 is actually the first time we haven't gotten multiple new armies, and I think we only got Cruel Boys technically, right?
Yep.
Which was at the very beginning.
And that's technically not even a new army, because they technically gave us less armies.
That's true. That's true.
Because they were what was it, Iron Jaws and Bone Splitters, and then
right,
those were separate books. So they technically gave us
no,
less...
it wasn't. In AOS 2, Auric War Clans was a book, and it was just Iron Jaws and Bone Splitters.
Okay, my bad.
And you could do Big Law as well.
So technically net zero change.
Net zero, yeah. but AOS before was the game that got new armies. Like in AOS 1, we got Sylvaneth, we got KO, we got Daughters of Cain, we got Ideneth Deepkin. Is there anything more? I can't remember. Now, Daughters of Cain is like a mix, right? KO is totally brand new. Ideneth Deepkin, totally brand new. Sylvaneth had a few, obviously, like old models from the Tree Spirits for Wood Elves, but like mostly new, right? Yeah. And AOS 2, what did we get in AOS 2? We got Ossiarch Bone Reapers. We got,
I think Ogres got formula. It was Beast Claw Raiders changed into Ogre Motribes.
That's true, in AOS 2. Yeah. But I wouldn't call that a new army. Like, I'm trying to be pretty...
totally fair.
Conservative. Here, let's look up the different armies. Oh, we got Night Haunt. This is the very start of the edition. Flesh Eater Corpse was already a thing. Well, actually, I guess Flesh Eater Corpse isn't really a new army because all the models were old. Like they made it something out of nothing. Chaos Dwarves
Yeah.
in 4th would be cool, man. I would really like that. Let's
I
go.
honestly kind of hope they don't do more than 2 new factions for
I
AOS 4, just because like there's a lot of factions right now,
Oh,
right?
Behemoth. Thank you, Foot. Sorry.
Oh, Sons of Behemoth. Yeah, 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 totally. But like there's 27 armies right now, I think,
Is there that many?
or it's at least 25.
I feel like you would know
And
better than me. Oh, we got Cities of Sigmar in this edition.
that was already a thing.
Oh, it was. I mean, but they that's just a revamp. Okay, yeah, that's not a new army. You're right.
Yeah, but I hope they do more of what they did with Cities and Seraphon and
Me too.
Slaves to Darkness
Skaven.
and FEC.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like I would like it to be kind of like 1/3 or like
We also got
maybe
Lumineth. Sorry.
in AOS 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. It would be nice if it was like 1/4 new armies and then like 3/4 like big refreshes for
Right.
existing armies, because like there are certainly armies that need more range expansion, like Ideneth, Fire Slayers, Sons of Behemoth could even use some probably, but they're pretty new.
Until like next month, Flesh Eater Courts like was one of the ones that needed it the most. But yeah, so that was also in 2. So yeah, we got like what 3 at least in both editions. So daughters in 1. I mean, yeah, Fire Slayers don't count. Stormcast does count. It's like the entire game's new army, right? And KO.
So just kind of there's 25 armies.
Oh, 25? Okay.
Yeah. There's a lot, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a ton.
Yeah, I agree, Alex. Fire Slayers could definitely use with a new foot hero or 2, maybe 5. But
I mean, that's something we can all agree on.
as long as he's roughly kind of going like this with some axes.
That's true.
And he has nothing on except a diaper and he has red hair.
Yep.
I think that's perfect.
I like it. Yeah, Nighthaunt was the release edition. They came in the starter set for AOS 2 with Stormcast. And then, yeah, we got Ossiarch. We got... Soulblight is a revamp, so they don't count. Yeah. And then nothing new for Chaos, because everything was a revamp so far. And then Destruction. Gloomspite Gitz is new. Like, yes, it's goblins, but like 95% of that was new in AOS 2.
Yeah.
So,
I think the only thing that, well, I'm sure there's a couple other things, but like Stabas and Shootas are pretty much the only thing that got carried over.
Shootas, Madcap. Oh, and Spiderfang, which are an afterthought at best. But yeah, like all the squigs got, new models. I guess a lot of those were revamps, but then you got like, I don't know. It feels like a new army, the way they did it. But I could, you know what? Like, if someone said to me, "That's just goblins, bro," I'd be like, okay, fair enough. But yeah, no, AOS is definitely the game where we get like new armies. Yeah, I know Alex has always been saying that we should just amalgamate all the dwarves into one faction. So maybe you'll get your wish, Alex.
100%.
Yeah,
Definitely.
maybe
Do the same with the elves too.
Yeah,
Yep.
Sylvaneth, Lumineth, all the Fs, Ideneth.
Yeah. There you go. Umberneth. They're gonna release it
Umberneth.
and just be like, just kidding, it's part of this book. Yeah.
Yeah, the elf book, it just looks like a freaking textbook for like automotive, work. It's got like graphs and stuff unending.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great. Love you, Alex. Mwah!
My prediction for AOS 4 is they're going to add another orc subfaction and then keep the book the same under one Auric War Clans.
Auric War Clans. Yep.
Yeah. Except they'll call it Auric More Clans. Yeah.
Oh my god. I know Alex is also for that, by the way. That's his.
Yeah.
his
First battle tactic is going to be score 2 victory points if you have one of each subfaction and they're holding hands at the end of the movement phase. Woohoo!
That sounds like orcs to me.
Yep.
If we're gonna make another orc faction, we've got sneaky orcs, we've got like fighty orcs, and we've got like naked orcs, right? What do we make next?
Tech orcs of some kind. Like,
That's true. That's true.
like really heavy into like the janky technologies.
That's true. Like it kind of like the 40k sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, where they just believe in stuff and it works.
Yep.
That is actually one of like the funniest things in 40k. Like it's.
I thought they retconned it though. They don't actually. It works differently now or something.
Not to my knowledge. I mean, this was a little while ago. People were talking to me, were telling me like, I was watching one of those lore channels, and they were talking about how like when you open up like a plane, an orc plane, there's nothing where the motor should be. It's just like it just works on WoW magic. They just believe it's gonna work, so it works. It's like some kind of weird Mary Poppins thing, and I just think it's hilarious.
Well, the actual explanation I heard was that like every orc has like a innate, very but like kind of slight psychic ability.
Yeah.
And then their collective belief in something is them actually applying real psychic power towards that thing happening.
Exactly.
And that's why like more orcs believing in something makes it more powerful and whatever. Yeah. So.
Exactly. That's why their leaders get bigger too.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. But like, it just amounts to Mary Poppins magic, really, at the end of the day, and I think that's it's awesome. Umbraneth and Chaos Dwarves get released. I think Umbraneth have been something that people have been asking for since AOS 1, because a lot of the only lore that we kind of know about Malarian and how he's got like this whole faction of like how he's basically a giant like shadow demon dragon is from AOS 1. And people have been begging for them since then. And we got AOS 2 like what, 2020? I want to say. It's like 3.5-ish years ago, maybe. I don't remember when they came out. Right? Wasn't it 2020?
AOS 3?
AOS 2. I'm sorry. I might have said AOS 3. I meant, but Lumineth came out like around 3 years ago, right?
I think it was like 4 years ago.
4 years ago? Okay. So like...
Because I remember... I don't know.
4 years ago?
No, maybe it was 3 years ago.
Early 2020, right?
3 years ago, I think it was actually.
Okay. So... So then, like... I'm just trying to figure out, because like Lumineth... If Lumineth came out like 3 years ago... Yeah, like early AOS 4 or super late AOS 3... It seems like a good time to release them. You know what I mean? That would be really rad, though, to just have Umbraneth, Umbraneth versus Skaven, and it becomes the best-selling box they've ever done. Like,
I truly wonder how well it would actually sell, because like I know my desire is that they do something like that, and it does extremely well.
Yeah.
But I wonder if the reality is actually that Stormcast just simply will sell better.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, because like let's pretend that we both love Stormcast, right? Like at what point you're like, I don't need any more Stormcast models, because I have that exact same thing in 40k. I have Space Marines. I made my own faction or whatever, and those new Space Marines are the coolest ones they've ever made, and I didn't buy any of them except for the ones in the starter set, and I almost didn't even keep them, and I never even built them.
Yeah, but you're kind of not the target demographic, I think, for an army like that, because you're saying that kind of like proves that essentially. Whereas I feel like Space Marines and Stormcast are maybe like targeting the whales of the miniature war games. And what I mean, I don't mean that every player that plays those armies is a whale. But what I mean that there's a certain type of player that they will just buy everything in multiples that comes out for a certain army.
That's true. But
and
if you looked at my Space Marine collection from when I was playing, you would look at it and be like, "Holy crap!" Like, because I had like 2 or 3 Invictor war suits, You know what I mean? Like I've got multiples of everything, and I really do like Space Marines, especially when the Astartes thing was coming out. Like I was just like, God dang, these things are cool. And I was playing a lot of 40k at the time, and now I'm not, right? So that's the major change. So I do understand it, but also 40k isn't AOS. Like the 9th edition starter set with the Necrons was their best-selling box they ever made. The following year they released AOS 3 and they're still on the shelves. They can't get rid of those damn things for like $50 Canadian, which is like 2 American pesos. You know what I mean? Like they're everywhere. And like the models are perfectly fine. Like they're the coolest Stormcast models. I just think at a certain point it's like, what do you do? Like they were like, we've got nothing left to make for Stormcast, so we're gonna bring in dragons. We're just gonna bring in dragons because dragons are cool, and like that's our best bet. And I'm not bagging on Stormcast. Like I know they're popular, but like the cool thing about AOS is how cool and different everything is. I think that's why people like AOS, who play AOS, right? And I bought 2 Dominion, you know what I mean? And I kept the KB half. But like what makes us cool is how we're not everything wears power armor or everything's not derivative. But Stormcast are the most derivative thing. They're derivative of their own IP, which is Space Marines, right? So I think it'll be Stormcast because that's the safe move. Like people, you know, I've said this before, but like, and like, it's not my own original thought. Like it's something I read, but people don't work to get ahead in life. They work to not lose their job. And so that's why I think it's going to be Stormcast, because, you know, they'll sell like, you know, 1/8 of what the 40k box will at best, but they'll know it'll sell. Like it's a safe bet. So as a whale, if it's cool, I'll buy it. Yeah. That's because the KB half is legendarily bad. Only 2? Yeah. Well, wait. Oh no, I had 3? Oh no. You sold me the KB archers. That's right. So yes, only 2. But yeah, I don't know, man. When the 40k boxes come out, right? Like when the Necron one came out, you could not find the Space Marine half. You never found it, right? And people were like posting on the Facebook groups, I'll buy your Necron half for $20. It was getting abusive, right? To the point where I was like, I would rather throw my Necrons in the trash than sell it to some jerk who's like, I'll give you $20 for it. You know what I mean? But when it comes to, there was none of that with Dominion. Like I personally saw more people looking for the KB half, because more people who bought the KB half wanted multiples of most stuff in there. The shaman, the Shuda guys, and the gut rippers were all usable and good. Whereas how many copies of Indrasta do you need? Like, she's a named character. I mean, maybe that was another problem, is maybe don't include a named character in your starter set. Like maybe that's a problem too. I don't know. But I mean, like the Stormcast have the biggest range. The difference between like Redemptors and Annihilators is largely academic. They look like the same unit. Yeah, I don't really know what they do with Stormcast if they're in there, but I mean, the great thing for me is that there's enough people that at some point liked Stormcast and got into them. Alex, like most people in our gaming group have a Stormcast army, right? It's not like everyone has a Space Marine army in 40k almost, whereas, you know, it's like most people have a Stormcast army in AOS. But so for me, it's like, well, I play, if Skaven are the other half, then I'm laughing, because it's like I've already have like 2 people that messaged me and said, can we split the box? And I said yes to both of them. You know what I mean? And one of them, actually, I won't say one of them's name, but he messaged me after, and he's like, yeah, can we split the Stormcast half? Can I take the Stormcast half and you take the Skaven half? And he's like, I figure out this way I'm super far ahead of time. And I was like, actually, so-and-so already asked me, but I definitely want 2 boxes. I haven't seen them yet, but I know I'm going to want 2 boxes. So yes, I'll totally split that with you. And they're like, awesome. You know what I mean? So yeah. As a Skaven player, I'm laughing regardless, as long as Skaven come in there. If it's
Sometimes you just laugh
I laugh a
for
lot.
no reason at all.
That's true. That's true. Because Skaven are gremlins, and so am I. You know what? And you know what's something that we haven't brought up yet, though? There is actually a 4th possibility. So, AOS 1.
Wait, okay, go ahead. Yeah.
AOS 1 was Khorne versus Stormcast, right? AOS 2, Stormcast versus Nighthaunt. So we went Chaos, we went Death, right? AOS 3, Stormcast versus Cruel Boys, right? So now everyone says, well, we got to go back to Chaos. So Skaven is super low hanging, right? And it probably is Skaven, right? But the other option is it's Order versus Order. It's Stormcast versus Umbraneth. And in that case, I'm not laughing. I'm crying and still somehow pooping myself. But it's poops of tears instead of poops of laughter. You know?
That would be pretty unfortunate, I think.
Yes. Hugely unfortunate. Especially if you're named Rob and you like
Yeah.
Skaven. Yeah.
that's the sad, possibly reality that I didn't consider, and now I'm upset. So thanks.
That's like, it's definitely like the, you know, the worst, what do they call it in Community? Where they roll the dice? Worst timeline. The worst timeline. Yeah. Darkest timeline? I don't know. I forget. It's been too long since I've seen that series. You're painting Stormcast right now? I mean, Stormcast, people like Stormcast, and I'm super happy for them. I'm not saying they should get rid of Stormcast. I just think what makes AOS cool is the diversity of armies and silhouettes and factions. Everything's super cool. It's the universe where you go and everything is crazy and turned up to 11 in terms of creativity. They could have played it safe. We could have had lion elves, giant lion monster high elves, right? And instead they're like, no, that's too safe. That's boring. We're making it a yak. But you could have them like riding eagles around or griffins. No, that's too safe. Let's go with kangaroos. Weird platypus kangaroos. That is AOS. And I'm here for it. I actually think it's dope. You know what I mean? Sightless, soulless elves that live at the bottom of the ocean. Like, that got me. You know what I mean? But I digest once again. At least we're talking about AOS, right? But yes. But, I mean, you guys let me know what you think. If you hope for Stormcast, I actually legitimately want to hear. I want you to tell me, no, I want Stormcast. I love Stormcast. I'm a whale, and I'm here for it. You know what I mean? Or if you feel like me, let me know that too. What do you want to see in the box for AOS 4? This just turned into our AOS 4 show, apparently. We should do a proper show at some point, but I would like to know people's preliminary thoughts. Maybe we could do a poll at some point. That'd be kind of cool. What factions do you want to see?
As the edition comes closer, we can do like a proper send-off for AOS 3 and a proper show for AOS 4.
Yeah. But I'd like to do a prediction show with you at some point. I think that'd be fun. But anyway, thanks to you all for joining us with this winding show. Just when you thought we were going to zig and stay on topic, we zagged And we were talking about the metric system and how we don't necessarily always use it here. I want whatever is going to get people into the game. You have your armies. That's a great attitude, you know. I agree with that. Except I want Skaven. I want Skaven more than that. I don't care about anyone else. I want Skaven. So please give me Skaven. I'm not into the human silhouette types. Yeah, me too. I'm actually into the weird stuff. Like my first army, Skaven, second army, Lizardmen back in the day. Give me weird stuff. Good night, Matthew, Unaided, Ludivicus, Alex, John, and everyone else. And thank you once again for the very kind donation of a subscription from Matthew. You were too kind. We appreciate you. And we'll see you guys next week. Thanks again. Bye.